and crowds of Negroes surged into the streets. They were angry and they were bent on destruction. 400 policemen moved into the area. They threatened to arrest anyone who didn't go home and stay there, and they made good their warning. A number of policemen were injured by flying bricks and rocks and bottles. The night brought intensified violence. Molotov cocktails were hurled into buildings and numerous fires were set. Firemen were stoned when they tried to put out the fires. In one block alone, 4 fires were burning at the same time. While buildings were gutted, dozens of stores were being looted. As police marched through the streets, there was firing by snipers. Police fired back, and 2 residents were hit and wounded by stray bullets. Police arrested 20 Negro youths and seized dozens of others who were later released. And scores of people were injured in this second night of combat between Negroes and police. By Thursday, as local church leaders gathered at the Shiloh Baptist Church to see what they could do to help ease the situation, it was obvious that something more than juvenile incidents were involved. But Dr. King maintained that his nonviolent movement was not to blame.
We are trying to conduct a nonviolent movement here in Chicago, and we're going on with that program, but we need support. And there's no point in the power structure and anybody else saying that because we are peacefully going around trying to change conditions that we are the cause of the riots. That's dishonest. It is untrue. It is unfair to say it to the public, because we have stood up for nonviolence with all of our hearts. And those who will make this peaceful revolution impossible will make a violent revolution inevitable. And we've got to get this over. I need help. I need some victories. I need some concessions to take back.
Chester Robinson, who formed the West Side organization, said the violence could be held down if the clergymen would help get the young people back inside their homes.
This is why we have to get out into the streets, not in a march, not as a protest, but as men and women who are trying to solve problems. And if we can talk to some of these mothers, we can talk to some of these kids, talk to some of these teenagers, we can get them inside. But if we don't, there's going to be more burning, there's going to be more police brutality, and tonight there might be some shooting on the part of the community people.
And there was, in the most violent night of the week. CBS News correspondent John Lawrence reports.
George, stay down. There might be something killing over here. Stop going first. Hey, Sergeant,
I don't know. They may be armed.
There was as much gunfire on the corner of Wood and Lake last night as a Vietnam battlefield.
Out of here. Take a right turn.
100 police shot it out with snipers in an all-Negro apartment fire. The snipers fired from windows. The police blasted back from behind parked cars.
I can't tell from that. On the second window down. On the left, sir? Yeah. That's the son of a... Right up there.
Despite all the gunfire at Wood and Lake, not one person was wounded in the crowded buildings, and no police were hit. The snipers escaped in the maze of stairways and apartments. The bloodshed began later, a few miles away. This is Roosevelt Road, running through the heart of the Negro West Side, scene of most of the looting and shooting. It is a slum boulevard of white store owners and Negro customers, where the white man is not welcome after dark. Almost every store window was smashed for blocks. Almost everything was stolen or destroyed, and about a dozen shops were set ablaze. None of the fires along Roosevelt Road appeared to be serious.
I've stood with survivors in the old Warsaw ghettos, where monument honors heroes who said, "We will not go quietly, we will stand up, we will fight back." And I've walked those sacred grounds at Yad Vashem, with its lesson for all nations. The Shoah cannot be denied. And during my visit to Yad Vashem, I was given a gift inscribed with those words from the book of Joel. Has the like of this happened in your days or in the days of your fathers? Tell your children about it, and let your children tell theirs, and their children, the next generation. And that's why we're here. Not simply to remember, but to speak. I say this as a president, and I say it as a father. We must tell our children about a crime unique in human history, the one and only Holocaust. 6 million innocent people, men, women, children, babies, sent to their deaths just for being different, just for being Jewish. We tell them, our children, about the millions of Poles and Catholics and Roma and gay people and so many others who also must never be forgotten. Let us tell our children not only how they died, but also how they lived, as fathers and mothers, and sons and daughters, and brothers and sisters who loved and hoped and dreamed just like us. We must tell our children about how this evil was allowed to happen, because so many people succumbed to their darkest instincts, and because so many others stood silent. Providing guidance for our children, turning off the TV set, putting away the video games, attending those parent-teacher conferences, helping our children with their homework, setting a good example. That's what everybody's got to do if we're going to be moving this country forward. Teaching our daughters to never allow images on television to tell them what they're worth. Teaching our sons to treat women with respect and to realize responsibility does not end at conception. That what makes them a man is not the ability to have a child, but to raise one. That's a message we need to send. We have to do our part to lift up this country. That's where change begins. And after all, that's the true genius of America. Not that America is perfect, but that America will be perfect. Not that we are perfect, that we can make ourselves more perfect, that brick by brick, callous hand by callous hand.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Yo, what's going on, Cassandra? Yeah, it's crazy. As soon as I started, I gotta knock on the door real quick. My bad. But yeah, what's going on, man? Yeah, Cassandra. Yeah, that's what Black. We need to get back to that. I think that's an important lesson. But yeah, I showed him for a reason. And I got a couple of things I want to show y'all, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to go too deep on it, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, be on here too long. Yeah, and that's when he was talking about reparations. But you see how the energy is different. But I was just watching some things, and like normally I don't even be tripping like that, but like I guess it's just, I don't know, it's my mood or whatever, but I was letting them kind of get to me. So like, if you want to come on here, because I don't want to be long, but I got some couple things I want to show. But if you want to come on here and like, talk about it, what I'm saying, we'll go through it. Let me know. I'll put the link in the chat, what I'm saying, especially if you want to come on, consider. So just let me know in the chat. All right. So now before this, all right, so let me start it off with this one, so we don't be too long. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But so listen, man. So I know everybody talking about this whole thing with all of these shysters and all of this stuff, which is crazy. All right, I'll put the link up there for you, consider. But it's something I want to show you. And if anybody come on here, what I'm saying, and we keep it to the topic so we don't be on here super long. All right. So let me show you this first, and I'll make sure I check to see if anybody come on here. I don't know if I shared the link. All right. So all right, here it is. Check it out. So they talking about now they are mad now. Angle Front, they was talking, they've been talking like cash stuff, what I'm saying? But it's certain things that we do gotta realize, and what I'm saying. But let me just start it because I'm a little bit thrown off, what I'm saying. I got a lot going on over here, but anyway.
Black Lives Matter sparking outrage today, supporting radical Islamic terrorism. BLM chapter.
Now, usually them Arabs, right, fighting for their land, they came in by air right there. What's going on, consider?
How you doing? How you doing tonight? I'm ready. Ooh, I'm ready, y'all. I'm ready. I'm fired up tonight. Ooh, you just made me hot thinking about what that Obama sitting up there talking about the Holocaust. What about the slavery Holocaust? That we've lost more people that died in the slavery Holocaust. That was the worst ever. And he'll never bring up that. He bring up everybody else's stuff but his own, right?
Yeah.
Every time he just bothers me so bad. Him and Biden. Those are two right there, men that I can't stand them. I'm serious. I hate to hear them talk. Because I know Obama's full of bookie hoe. Okay. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna just be nice. But he's full of all of it. Yeah. All of it. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you do your thing tonight. I'm gonna try to be quiet.
Oh no, yeah, I want you to go in because and the thing is, because I know you've seen some, especially like because I know you be on Facebook, I be checking like what you be putting on there and like your videos. You've seen a lot of black folk, what I'm saying, talking about some, allies and all this other.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not allying with no white supremacy. Let them white folk blow each other up, for one. For two, we got enough stuff on our plate to be worried about what they doing. I don't give a damn what they doing over there in Israel. Israel abused Palestine forever, right? And then when they fight back, now you wrong. The same thing they doing to black folk in America. And soon as black folk rise up, then we gonna be the wrong ones, right? But no, Israel was wrong all the time. They've been abusing them people's feelings forever. So you want us to care? We got enough stuff on our plate. We need our own schools. We need to start building. We got all these immigrants right here. You got them in Chicago, where the immigrants, they close the schools down for black children and then turn around and open them up and renovated them for white folk, for immigrants. People that ain't done nothing for black folk, nothing for this country. But this is what you're doing now. They ought to burn them. I'm not condoning violence. What I'm saying is they ought to burn them schools down. If I can't have them, you can't either. This is a shame right here. I'm so sick of the treatment. And if black folk don't have enough sense to rise up now, you ain't gonna never get it. Because you're on the bottom. You're gonna be under the immigrants now. Because they're gonna take your jobs and pay them much or nothing. But you go ahead and keep on putting other folk in front of you. Keep on putting other folk on top of you. Keep on worrying about who's worried about when your children get shot down in the streets. Who's worried about police brutality when they just shot our brother who a tow truck tried to come and get his car and he wasn't even behind on the payments. It's at the wrong house and he died. Miss me with all of this. But you want me to care about somebody that ain't giving a damn about me? Are you serious? Do they come and protest when our children get shot up in the street? When our boys, when Clinton told us that our boys were predators, when they put drugs in our neighborhood, was anybody thinking about us when they were sending us to jail for crack cocaine? Don't play me.
They still named 2 white dudes from like 1950 something, and I don't know why they was there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you want me to worry about somebody that don't give a damn about me? If you don't look like me? But if you look like me, but if you don't think like me, I'm not even worried about you. Candace Owens, Roland Martin, okay? But what I'm saying is we have enough on our plates to worry about. We always trying to fight for somebody. Why don't you spend that much time fighting for yourself? Building your own schools, building your clinics, building your birthing centers, building your banks, buying up land, building on your land. We got enough to do than to sit up here and worry about some white on white crime, because that's exactly what it is. Yeah. White on white crime. But ain't nobody talking about that, is he? We gonna cry for people that don't even like you. The Jews hate your guts. Everybody that don't look like you hate your guts. We have no friends. When we gonna get that? When we gonna understand that?
Yeah.
I wish I would.
And it's not only, you know what I'm saying, the shysters, it's also like the Arabs on the other side.
Exactly. They don't care about you either. Arabs just as racist. They don't like, but they had something to do with slavery too. Let's not forget the Arabs, honey. Because the Arabs had they started it. Arabs. They don't like you either. Every time black folk go to Dubai now, at the black women, we have an issue. Stay from over there. You want to go somewhere? Go to Africa. Go to the motherland and spend your money. Go over there and start building. Go buy some land. How about that? You're getting ready to get your taxes. Go to the motherland and get you some land. Don't play with me.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I'm so let me, because there's a couple, and you might get mad at some of this stuff because I ain't gonna lie, it made me mad today. Maybe I'm just like in the mood or something.
So you want me to get mad with you, huh? I told my husband, I said, give me one of your blood pressure pills for this show.
We all got kind of mad, you know. But this is the thing though, right? Because I will say this though, right? Because understand, right? They aren't thinking about us. They ain't doing stuff, but they recognize, right? Sometimes you got to go take back your stuff with force, just like the Arabs in Afghanistan, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They made them do whatever. So like the mentality for us, right? But we like terrified to do it. Like it's no other way around the truth. If you want something, it's time for you. Like you were saying, it's time for you to get it. You know what I'm saying?
You better go get it. You better get it right now, because we in trouble. Because I'm going to tell you what, when they get done taking your jobs, what you going to do? What you going to eat, black man? What you going to do? Went to McDonald's, give me a drink. I ain't see no black folk up in there. I went to Walmart, and my daughter lived in California, right? Went in California into a Walmart. No black people, not one working there. All Mexicans. I guess they Mexicans. Might have been Venezuelans or whoever, but they wasn't black folk. Not a one. I said, I've never seen a Walmart that didn't have one black person, and they hire them their own. They do. The one girl, she was from Haiti, right? And she works at Publix, right? The distribution center. And she said they ain't hiring them, but they own. She said they don't even, if they come through the door, they got a job. No matter what, they got a job. That's what they do. They hire their own. Got one of them Mexican men in management. And she said she wanted to get into the cyber, right? And she said he kept telling her no, and then turn around and hired one of them immigrant or Mexican whatever in that position, one of his own. I'm just saying, they look out for their own. We don't. We look out for everybody else but us.
Yep. Yeah, that's a fact. And all right, so and check this out, right? Because and then also I'll tie it in, I guess, you know, like because supposedly with this IQ thing, you know what I'm saying? They believe this nonsense, but I want you to hear like how some of the high quote unquote IQ, whatever, like how they feel about now they gonna blame all this stuff. They said Black Lives Matter chapters celebrate this attack. You know what I'm saying? They're basically saying, oh yeah, like, you know. And
Good, I'm
also,
celebrating it too. Good,
yep.
I'm gonna celebrate it.
Oh, that pissed them off. That pissed them off. You know what I'm
Good.
saying? They exactly.
I'm
That
celebrating
pissed them
too.
off.
They finally getting sowing and reaping. I can't wait till America get theirs, and it's coming. America's starting a war with everybody on every side. Oh, they getting ready to get theirs too. Get your popcorn, family. Get your popcorn.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I pass.
Yeah, and exactly, you know what I'm saying? But check it out, you know what I'm saying?
Matter sparking outrage today, supporting radical Islamic terrorism.
Dude parachuted up in that joint.
BLM chapters and groups across the country celebrating the sickening Hamas assault by these paragliders, descending from the sky and bringing death to 260 young people enjoying that music festival. The Chicago BLM chapter posted on X an image of a paraglider, just like the terrorists, with a fluttering Palestinian flag above the words, "I stand with Palestine."
I stand with Palestine too. Come on. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. It just does my heart good that Black folk gonna finally not. I'm not glad because they standing with them, but I'm glad they're not standing with Israel. You know what I'm saying? Out of all of what they've done to that country, and now they fighting back. Now you guilty because you fighting back. That's just like us. The same thing here. They treat us the same way.
And look what they did that's my thing. That's my point. Look what they did to fight for their land over there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They stood up and they took their land back, didn't they? Yeah. And America talking about I stand with Israel. You stand with everybody that do wrong because you wrong yourself.
And this is the thing. They stand with whiteness. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because and this is the thing about it, right? Because they're trying to make it seem like well, y'all already know what they're making it. Yeah. So
but for real, I don't care what they do. I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
They all, I don't give a, they can blow each other, they can blow each other up. Now go blow their land up and then come on back, blow theirs up. I don't give a dang down. I could care less. I got enough on my plate to worry about right now. Yeah. I got some homes I want to buy. You know what I'm saying? I got some, my people coming out of jail need some rooms to stay in. I ain't got time to worry about them. I got to get some jobs for some folk. I ain't got time to worry about them. We got to buy some more land and start building tiny homes or something on that land. We ain't got time to worry about them. We need doulas in our neighborhood to birth our babies so we can get out of their hospitals. We don't have time to worry about them.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And you can see, and this is why, like, throughout history, like, we see it happening before our eyes, why the shysters usually get kicked out of wherever they are, like every couple 100 years or so. They get ran out of wherever the hell they are, because obviously we got like real time seeing it. But you know, they get mad if you point out them stealing everybody's stuff though. So, but hold on, let me play it. This is just the first one.
That is all. That is it. BLM chapters, including those in Louisville, Detroit, and Los Angeles, also showed their support, reposting that image. Noted theologian Rabbi Shea Held responded by posting on social media, quote, "Because nothing says liberation like slaughtering 40 babies in one small kibbutz. Shame on you for declaring your moral bankruptcy."
Now, when Nat Turner wanted liberation, right? Well, he slaughtered the men, women, children, and babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Because that's what they did to you. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that life is, you know.
Another chapter, the Black Lives Matter grassroots group, calls the attack on Israel a, quote, desperate act of self-defense that must not be condemned. Well, the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations, Gilad Erdan, told me that he is shocked that some pro-Palestinian groups in our country have actually been supporting Hamas.
He's shocked.
We just saw 700 innocent civilians, babies, mothers, grandparents, Holocaust survivors were butchered by barbaric.
He brought up that Holocaust quick.
Ain't that something? He mad. Ain't that something?
He mad. How dare you? See, what they're saying is, how dare you fight back, trying to take back your stuff from me and not sit down and say nothing.
Exactly. That's just like us here. We fight back, then we're going to be wrong. How dare you say something when we killing your children in the street. I dare you say something when we shoot you down and try to take your car that's paid for, and then we come and shoot you for nothing, knowing that your car is paid up on. You know what I'm saying? Had the tow truck man. This is what I'm saying. I dare you to do anything back to us. What are you talking about? I'm supposed to fight back. Use their system against us. I'm sick of them.
And what they're doing, like, see, what they're doing now is trying to make it seem like, oh, this is leading to the next Holocaust kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
whatever. They not even the real folk. Who the hell cares? Ain't but 2 of them died anyway. Nobody care.
He tight. He read it. He read and everything.
Hamas operatives, and you are standing here supporting them. What can I tell these people? It really makes me cry.
It makes them cry.
The Black Lives Matter claims that its mission is to bring justice, healing, and freedom to Black people across the globe.
Right.
Critics say the same should apply if you are Jewish.
What?
What is in the world? What in the world? Forecast, what in the world?
The same should apply for everybody.
What in the world? I cannot with these people. I cannot.
And Martin Luther King got shot in the face saying this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's hold hands with everybody. I don't want to get shot in the face. That's all I'm saying.
Or smothered when you get to the hospital, even though you survived the gunshot. Okay, you survived the gunshot and get smothered.
Yeah, like doctor, like holding you down, like with the pillow over you.
Ain't that something? Well, I'll tell you, I cannot with these people.
And he said, hold their hands and stuff.
Ain't that something?
Now look at this white. Now he mad too, right? And
good. They need to. I'm so glad they mad. I don't know what to do. I'm so glad.
I don't know if this is a Black dude or half a Black N-word. He's being a Negro here, but like, all right. So let me play some of it.
Enraged, both of us.
It's just funny. I just like when they be mad.
Looking online, thousands and thousands of other people. It is a reaction to.
Now, let me think. Like, yo, I wonder, like, because they hit the sad. Sometimes they try to make money and do that sad stuff when you see a Black person get gunned down. Now, people really don't think that white people is sick, but like they are sick. They say crazy stuff and they believe it. Like at first I'm like, how can you believe something that is obviously false and it's not true? And they believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
They do.
So all right, let me
the terrorist attack by Hamas that started on Saturday and which has now put Israel at war. This is what the Black Lives Matter Chicago chapter, and I want to emphasize that is the Chicago chapter, that posted this yesterday. And you saw it yesterday evening, called me because you couldn't believe what you were
He was
saying.
like, can you believe this? These damn N-words, you know what I'm saying?
Boy, these niggas got some nerves, don't they? You ain't letting us boss you and tell you who to believe in. You not going along with what we say. No, we don't give a dang on about what you say. We have our own minds. No, we don't let you lead us no more.
And it's ironic, the shysters get kicked out of everywhere they go. Like, it's just a historical fact, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. They only have stuff going on because because of their presence. They bring trauma and drama with them everywhere they go. Haven't you noticed on your job? It's be peaceful until they come in the room and you be like, oh, dang, oh God, today, here we go again. Here come Becky. Here come Karen. Here come Ken. And they carry trauma with them.
Yeah, they sick, yo.
But it is an image of a paraglider with the Palestinian flag flying off of his ship. That is all.
Yeah, this is BS.
This
is BS. So that paraglider, by the way, the paragliders are the ones who flew into Israel and they decapitated babies.
So now you know
shot and killed babies, raped women.
Oh, so women. What?
Now
they did us the same way. So what?
It sounds familiar to what they was heavily involved in.
Okay. Ain't nobody thinking about them. So what? And what's your point? What's your point? What's your point? That's what I would have been asking. And what's your point? You remember when they did that to Black people? They threw our men in jail, put drugs in our neighborhood, and put them in jail, and divided and separated our black families. So look at our black families today from the repercussion of slavery, the repercussion of when you in the 70s when you put drugs in our neighborhood. What you see now is the repercussions of that. So what's your point? We've lived through that with our kids being put in cages, shot in the head by these damnable bastards, these men and thugs in blue. Okay, so what's your point?
But that's what that. But if you understand, right? Because see, now they know that is wrong, but they don't think that is wrong when it happens when they're doing it to you. You know what I'm saying? But now they understand because we like to explain every damn thing.
Of course,
to them.
We have to explain. We don't have. We don't owe them. We grown. We don't. Just like when they ask you a question, I dare want them to ask me something. I'm gonna look at them like they're crazy. I beg them to ask me. I guess I have such a look on my face when they come around me. They be like, I ain't mess with that fool. I wish you would ask me something. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you an explanation. I'm not going to explain to you why I'm in this neighborhood. I'm not going to explain to you why I'm parked in this spot. I'm not explaining nothing to you. I wish they would ask me something. I can't get them to ask me nothing.
Yeah. And yeah, so yes, let me because he could go in. But you know, they understand it when they, you know,
babies, raped women, killed women, took hostages, slaughtered families in their homes. These are disgusting, vile terrorists. That's all they are. And that picture, the reason we know.
Yo, you know, consider all I can say is where do I get a paraglider from?
I've been up there with him. Let me walk around the street with a parachute. You walk around the street.
Right, yeah, I was just taking classes. That's all.
Let me go on TMZ. I'm gonna go and pull that TMZ up and put my little comments in there.
Yo, by the way, shouts out to William Bell, Kofi. Like, yo, all these is like long time people that have been here, and I'm glad y'all back. Tracy Sutton, shouts out to y'all. But yeah, so let me because this goes on for long. I'm only gonna play a few minutes because they
okay. I'm gonna be quiet and let you play it. Go ahead.
Hamas, they're the ones that released the video of the paragliders because they were so proud of the carnage. And Black Lives Matter in Chicago embraced the killing of Jews.
They
are Hitler-esque.
Yeah.
They are
Hitler-esque. Now, consider what's the difference between George Washington and Hitler?
Exactly. Or Christopher Columbus. What's the difference?
Or Joe Biden?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Who separated our black families? Who put our men in jail and left his crackhead son out? Please. And told you I don't want my child going to school with you. Well, thank God for that.
Yo, like and I remember Khalid Muhammad, he was like, they tried to call him like Hitler. He was like, man, I went to the Holocaust Museum and tried to separate it as a freak of nature, but then when I look around at you fools, like he was like, I see it's a little bit of Hitler and a little bit of you and a whole lot of Hitler and a whole lot more.
Okay, shoot, please.
It's like Hitler.
Trying to get mad because we don't agree. We have our own thoughts. We don't have to agree with y'all crackers. We have our own mind. We see you for what you really are. We'd be idiots to agree with them. Shoot, we can think for ourselves.
They're like, man, we didn't beat them for 400 years. You would think they'd be on.
They're mad now because we free and woke. Please. Please. I'm glad Black Lives Matter. I'm going to have to write them and congratulate them. Shoot, thank you. I'm staying with Palestine. I don't stand with neither one, but I love that sign right there. I just want to see it to make them crackers mad. That's all it is. I want to see them get mad. I'm sick of them. Think they running something. Think they're gonna teach us how to think. Can't tell us what to think, devils. We got this.
All right. So let me get through it because there's a lot of stuff that's going. There's other stuff just like this
organization to do something like that. Period. These are Nazis essentially trying to exterminate Jews, and they are embraced by Black Lives Matter in Chicago. It is disgusting.
Yeah, the statement "I stand with Palestine" has nothing to do with those paragliders. Nothing.
He's about to pass out. He's about to pass out.
They wanted the world to know the terror that they were unleashing, And so why
this is anti-Semitic? They want to exterminate.
Now I'll tell you, anybody who say anti-Semitic is probably the most anti-Semitic out there because they think they their own, you know what I'm saying? But
they ain't not even close to being Semitic nothing.
Oh boy. I didn't want to go there, but
I'm gonna go there. Semitic what? You stole that land in 1948. How you Semitic? You came from German. You called Khazarians. That's who they are. Look them people up. Ashkenazi, you say it right for me, forecast. Okay, look those people up. Ain't nothing Shemitic about these people. Don't tell me not to go there. I'm going there. Even they land in the first place. They can get them. That's not even the real land, so they can have that disgusting land because Israel is the head of the homosexuality.
And by the way,
know that, did you?
Who was it? Yeah,
Israel.
they were. Yeah. Who was the first one to speak Semitic languages?
Who was the first one to it's who you think is Israel? We the one, we the people. We the people. You better look that up.
And so they're definitely the most anti-Semitic then.
Exactly. And these churches, they have the nerve to talk about who God bless, whoever blesses Israel. You're looking at the wrong people, for one, dummies. That's how we know how fake the church is. You mean you serving the God of gods and you don't know who the real people is? You're fake. That ain't, I don't know what God you talking to, but at least he could have told you who the real people were. What the scripture of 3939 mean, who stole whose identity. Come on now. Don't play with me. But you saying you so holy. But you looking at devils, serpent seeds. Because God called them serpent people. Okay, that's enough. I ain't gonna get off. Go ahead. Finish your video. I can go there tonight now. You got the right subject tonight. Don't play with me, forecast. We'll be on here all night. I'm gonna try to let you get through it. Go ahead.
All right, so dude, all right, I'm gonna let him because he's about to pass out over here.
Jews and the Black Lives Matter movement in Chicago.
What is stunning
Black
to me is
dude get
the
all
Black
that.
Lives Matter
Mulatto dude can't even get
organization on the national level.
He want to get on black
They
people.
have said nothing.
Because it is damaging. It is incredibly damaging. Whatever credibility, and Black Lives Matter has had its issues over the last few years as far as credibility and people feeling like there were the allegations of embezzlement and all of that. So
now they bring up embezzlement.
This is
goddamn
to the Black Lives Matter movement if this is what they're going to espouse.
The organization.
And that the organization, the national
whole
organization, isn't saying
the white-owned group Black Lives Matter. Yeah.
I can't take it. That white dude, he probably Jewish himself.
That's probably why he's so pissed off.
He's so bad he can't see straight. Maybe he'll have a heart attack sitting up there.
And say, you know, I did say something. I said, where could I find a paraglider to that? That's what I said. Oh man,
I do not understand why
there's when we were talking on the phone last night. That was the first thing we said. Is what are they doing?
And I started searching online, like,
and they weren't, and they didn't do anything.
And up to this point that we're recording this, there has been
he's got to bite his tongue.
Can you imagine? I just want to give you a hypothetical. Can you imagine?
And that black dude needs to get out of his butthole.
He's just shutting up too, like putting his head down every time, like letting him cut up. You can't get it. He's trying to condemn half of his side, but he wanted the white dude so mad he won't even let him.
Oh, William Bell say he is Jewish. Okay, William, that's why he's so mad.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Good. I'm told I'm gonna go on that show and find that video and put my comments in there.
All right. It's TMZ Black Lives Matter Chicago.
I see it. I'm going on there. So
can you imagine? I just want to give you
so he's gonna give us a hypothetical.
Okay. Can you imagine if the ADL, and they would never do this, but let's say the ADL came out with a poster of a political candidate and showed Tops Market in Buffalo, where a racist shot and killed black people, and they basically made it look like.
Well, yeah, they was the ones actually. Yeah, that I mean, like you have like the music industry, you have like entertainment industry, you have I mean, we can go down the list, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what they're supporting. Can you imagine, number one, what the reaction would be? And number two, the notion that the ADL would not come out and denounce it if a chapter of ADL did that? It would be outrageous.
And this is what we talked
I
about.
need to go back and see what he said about Kyrie Irving and stuff. The way
Oh,
he
wait
did
a minute.
that.
Let's talk about when they talked about how they dog Kobe Bryant out when he died. Remember how they talked about him like a dog when the man wasn't even, he had just died, and white folk was sitting up there disrespecting this man, and he had just died, literally. So who cares what they think? They don't ever have any respect for us. George Floyd, they said he was on crack cocaine, all this crazy stuff, right? So who cares what he's talking about? That was disrespecting us. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because you notice, right? Like how when people get attacked, right? They like, yo, this is not normal. This should not be happening. Our people shouldn't be like violently brutalized and killed.
Yeah,
right?
but they can do what they want to do to other folk, but they ain't supposed to get it back. Good. It's called sowing and reaping. Karma is a what? What they say? Karma's a what? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How have we gotten to this point?
We're at that point.
So well, I'll tell you where it started. Like when we was chilling in our own homeland, and then you was like funding all these people to kidnap us and involved in it in yourself, bringing us all across here, taking people's stuff. Or you could go to like the 40s when they took their land. That's, you can say that, you know what I'm saying? But they took black people land too. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it is what it is.
We got to this point that, and we talked about this last night, that now
it's really interesting that it's anti-Semitism.
Because this could go on and on, because he's just like hot, you know what I'm saying? But I want to show you some other stuff. Now check this one out though, because you're right now, as far as like black people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know you've seen a lot of black people, and you see this dude Floyd Mayweather.
He's a dummy. He's a big dummy.
All right, so it looks like Floyd Mayweather has sent his $50 million.
He never supported nothing black, nothing.
Yeah.
But he gonna send them devils $50 million. That's why he gonna be broke in no time at all, because he just cursed his money.
Yeah.
He need to be broke. He ain't got no sense. You gonna send $50 million, but what black neighborhood? You could have put that toward a hospital, to open up your own black hospital. You know what I'm saying? For your people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he could have did anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, now let me send food and all this other stuff to him.
All right, so
Mississippi.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, goddamn, like they can't even get clean water.
But you're gonna send money over there to them. God, I can't stand weak black folk.
You probably can make a whole sewer system, and
he could have bought a water company for them over there, built one. Man, what's wrong with us? We won't do nothing for our own, but you'll sit up there and send your money over there and then look for approval from them. That's an idiot. A weak, he's weak. Weak.
Damn.
Mayweather has sent his $50 million private jet full of supplies to support Israel in the wake of the
I don't know if you saw. I know you saw the Amari Stoudemire thing yesterday too.
Yeah, that look here. Oh Lord God, please help me. Oh Lord. Oh, they just sold their soul. You're gonna get mad because we're not supporting. Oh my God, people that's abusers. We have been so traumatized that anybody that traumatized, we support. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I support everybody but each other.
Your own. Yeah.
Back of the Palestine. I just want to say that, first of all, I want regular black people to know that it's time to stop caring about the black celebrity. The black celebrity is not going to save regular black folks, teachers, nurses, garbage men, administrative assistants. They're not going to have any investment into the life of those people. And I just want to use this example that, he did a gesture that he has full, complete resources and access to. But as you can see, Floyd Mayweather has never been invested into American teachers. He's never been invested in the healthcare system here in America. He's never been invested in black children in the ghetto. There is absolutely no investment in black Americans. But for some reason,
yes, it was. Remember, he gave them the strip club women money. Yeah. So he's invested. Yeah.
Like 100,000 or something.
Exactly. Okay.
This is I don't know. Like a lot of people will sell themselves. Technically, it makes you a sellout. You know what I'm saying? It's literally the definition of it. You know what I'm saying? And he would be like, I think I remember him saying like, "Oh yeah, I don't do that Black Lives Matter stuff." You know what I'm saying? Like, you Negroes stop killing each other, and it was always been a black man that got me. No, it was actually shysters that got him, which is why he had to, or the Mexican, was why he had to make his own black owned, you know what I'm saying, boxing thing, you know. But
supplies across the world. Why? I want you to know that regular Black people, this is going to be the gesture of a lot of celebrities. But as our country prepared to have homes on the moon by 2040,
I hope all of them get their asses up there.
Not be
I hope all of them get on the moon and get stuck up there
and run out of oxygen. Yeah. And I want you to see like how quickly and how much money they have like raised for them. You know what I'm saying? If it worked, now my computer might probably start messing up. But yeah, like stuff like that, like especially with the entertainers and like the artists and stuff like that, and the people who have money, they could have did a lot of stuff a long time ago. But also, we as people, like if we put our resources together, we can also do it because we cannot count on other people. It might be one or two people out there that would invest on the low, you know what I'm saying? But that's why it's important to put your money and your stuff together. All right, here we go.
It's the horror, an outpouring of support for CBS Morning's anchor, Tony DeCopel.
Good to hear that Tony's fan.
This Negro on here.
Also mobilizing relief efforts. Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather's relief organization is reportedly sending food, water, and bulletproof vests for Israel's...
Food, water, and bulletproof vests.
That's a food right there. That's a damn food.
And see, and like, even with the movies, like, speaking of the shysters, right, with even like Black Panther, right, you remember he was trying to give us the vibranium so we could get free.
Exactly.
And the Black people helped the CIA agent stop them. And now he's sending them bulletproof back. He's sending Israel, who's getting reparations, right, from America too, by the way, right? And I showed Obama out, and I brought him up for a reason, because I want to show you something.
Oh, he's the most disgusting. Every time he opened his mouth, he'll sell out. All that he didn't do for Black folk, and he had the highest position, and Black folk will make excuses why it was okay. He didn't do nothing for him. Oh my God, I can't take it. Go ahead, broadcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute my mic so I won't be talking. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, you could.
Defense forces and civilians.
You going
and
in.
Bethany Frankel's Be Strong initiative has already raised $750,000.
$750,000, right? You see how other communities, like, you strangle a brother out on a train, right? You get $1 million, $2 million. You do all of this other stuff, but listen, like we got kidnapped and brought over here, and we talking in English right now on their platforms and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? If I don't see a reason why not to like the Haitian president got killed in his own bed while he was sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Like not too long ago. Like it's crazy.
We are currently getting ready to load cargo planes en route.
All right. It's irrelevant, You want to say something about that, Cassandra, because I know you.
I'm gonna pass. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, Cassandra, this one you might even get turned up even more for, right? Now, a month before all of this happened, like a month ago, September. Now, Netanyahu, right, the Prime Minister of Israel, finally met with the Black Caucus. Now, I'm not gonna pull up none of these articles because my computer gonna freeze if I pull it up, so you can look it up, you know what I'm saying? And, you've seen Black people over there smiling and grinning in his face, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if you remember just years ago, you know what I'm saying? And then Black members of Congress, of course, they stand with Israel right now.
Black, right. What you say?
The Black Caucus.
Oh my God. You know what? All the answers need to be voted out. I swear. They're not even called the Black Caucus. They're the caucus for everybody. It's not even a Black Caucus in DC. That's the name only.
Right. It's like Black Caucasus,
Yeah,
Black
Black,
Caucasus
Mexican,
men.
immigrant, and Cuban, and white, and the everybody caucus. That's what they should be called, because it's not a Black caucus. Because we Black folk I don't know what they doing, but they think they're gonna lead us. We left them right out there by themselves, didn't they? Because we supporting what? Please, let me think about them people.
Yeah. And it's interesting, right? Because the caucus just met with this dude, right? But it wasn't long ago, right? Because they was going at it with him, right? So it was like, don't disrespect our Black president, you know what I'm saying? Or was a mulatto president? Because I don't know if you remember that. So they was going at him. And like I said, I can't read the article, right? But you know what I'm saying? You see, like, you know, the Black caucus meeting with him. And I'm gonna just play like a minute of this, not long, because he didn't really start talking about too much except for the first part.
Network, I'm Jess Lenore in Baltimore. Yahoo with Iran. But he's facing some backlash from congresspeople who say they won't attend because House Speaker John Boehner broke protocol and invited Netanyahu without President Obama's approval. But where does the Congressional Black Caucus stand on all of this? Well, now joining us to discuss this is Glenn Ford. Glenn is the executive editor of Black. According to the Wall Street Journal, are skipping Netanyahu's speech. What does this mean? And, you know, we're taking a look at some of the names on here. They're well-known progressives like Keith Ellison and some others, but that still leaves the majority of the Congressional Black Caucus that are attending. Give us your thoughts.
Well, there are well-known so-called progressives like the one that you mentioned of the caucus.
All right, so, you know, they pretty much was mad because the Jewish president was trying to get Obama out there. Of course, they ain't like Obama and all that other stuff. And, you know what I'm saying, you know, they be on that racist stuff. But see, and this is some of the comments that he made, you know what I'm saying? Because I showed at the beginning, right, how Obama, the quote unquote, I call him like the third Black president, according to Black people. It was Abraham Lincoln, JFK, Obama, and now Joe Biden.
Oh, don't forget Clinton. Remember Clinton?
Oh, yeah, Clinton, damn. So he the fourth Black president.
And then Biden.
Yeah, Biden, the fifth Black president. But this is why they had got mad at him. And then if you look at the comments, like, because like on some of these videos, right? And then a lot of them is going back to like the old stuff. See, like, I told you this Muslim gonna take over the world and all this other stuff. You know, the same stuff that they were saying about him back then.
God, Black way back in the day.
Yeah, and it's still there with them. They're still saying the same nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But this is what he said back then, right? This is the old video.
Among Israelis and Palestinians, the future must not belong to those who turn their backs on the prospect of peace. Let us leave behind those who thrive on conflict.
Let us leave behind those who thrive on
those
conflict.
Who reject the right of Israel to exist. The road is hard, but the destination is clear. A secure Jewish state of Israel and an independent, prosperous Palestine. Understanding that such a peace must come through a just agreement between the parties, America will walk alongside all who are prepared to make that journey.
Now, he was telling them, right, let the Arabs have their land, right, and you have your land. And this is what they were saying, you know, back in the day, you know.
The reason I call it an apology tour is because you went to the Middle East and you flew to Egypt and to Saudi Arabia and to Turkey and Iraq. And by the way, you skipped Israel, our closest friend in the region. But you went to the other nations. And by the way, they noticed that you skipped Israel. And then in those nations, and on Arabic TV, you said that America had been dismissive and derisive. You said that on occasion, America had dictated to other nations. Mr. President, America has not dictated to other nations. We have freed other nations from dictators.
America has not.
Oh God, where are they living at? Do they really believe what they're saying? I really do believe they really believe what they're saying is true.
They believe it. Like, that's just.
You can't be that dumb. What's wrong with these people?
It doesn't make any sense. Like, they
None.
really.
It's like what he just said.
Yeah. And
America has never done what? That's all they do.
has
Oh my
never
God.
dictated. They only freed them from the dictators
Oh
because
God.
they really believe like, yo, well,
Oh,
yeah, we're the most supreme, the smartest. But this is what I want you to understand. Like, they literally are the dumbest. You know what I'm
oh my
saying?
God. I
Because
cannot. These people
yeah.
is all I'm gonna say. These people.
hmm Now this is their relationship. I'm gonna play right here.
Israel needs to do more to hold themselves to their own standards.
The shelling of a UN facility is totally unacceptable and totally indefensible.
Statements made repeatedly now by the Obama administration on Israel's actions in Gaza, culminating in this from the State Department Sunday. The United States is appalled by today's disgraceful shelling. Now, that's not to say the U.S. hasn't also verbally slammed Hamas, and the White House's take on U.S.-Israel relations today.
The nature of our relationship is strong and unchanged.
But what's also unchanged is the tension that's been there. Analysts say President Obama and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu despise each other.
There's a fundamental sense of mistrust.
Former State Department insider Aaron David Miller calls the relationship the most dysfunctional ever, each side thinking the other is ignoring their interests.
I think the president looks at Netanyahu. He doesn't feel that there's much respect for American interests. And the prime minister looks at the president and considers.
All right,
He's
so
saying, I cannot bear Netanyahu. He's a liar. Obama responding, but I have to deal with him even more often than you. Nothing like an open mic to tell the world how you're really feeling.
And a strong friend of the state of Israel.
All right, so this way tried to undercut
Netanyahu's
him.
part, he welcomed Obama's rival Mitt Romney with open arms before the election and delivered the president a rather uncomfortable 7-minute lecture in the Oval Office.
All right, and then so now look, right? Now these comments from a couple hours ago. I ain't reading this long jump by this white bitch, but it says it's because of Obama, right? He said he knew that Obama was a snake. He was like, I made a mistake. He was like, now for God and Jesus, Obama is pure evil. Yeah, this person, America should remind Israel who gives them handouts, right? I don't know why, but and he said Israel must go back to borders, you know. And now let me tell you something. Like when black people tried to go over there, when black Israelites tried to go over there, you know what I'm saying? They didn't put them on dumped land and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted you to see what they were saying like recently, you know, in a lot of these videos. But you know, that's kind of the history of it. So now I'm gonna play this one. Now this brother is, I'm gonna tell you now, consider it as a people of color black dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know a lot of people kind of like him, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like
People of color black dude.
Yeah.
That be here coon.
I ain't want to put it that way because he speaks for black people, but he speaks for people of color.
God. Oh Lord. Let's hear what this little coon gotta say.
All right.
I'm gonna have to get my blood
hesitant to talk about the Israeli occupation of Palestine and what's going on there currently. But Obama, this tweet you made, it's not it. And I didn't stop and started and deleted and did this video so many times that I'm going to just give you a disclaimer. Words are important. And how we construct narratives with those words usually dictate on Israel and the slaughter of innocents.
All right, this Obama.
Let's get into this tweet. Obama said all Americans should be horrified and outraged by the brazen terrorist attack on Israel and the slaughter of innocent civilians. Innocent civilians. We're going to get to that part back later on. We grieve for those who died, pray for the safe return of those who've been held hostage, and stand squarely alongside our ally, Israel, as it dismantles Hamas. As we support Israel's right to defend itself against terror, we must keep striving for a just and lasting peace for Israelis and Palestinians alike. Let's start with unpackaging these two things from the tweet already. Being outraged by the slaughter of innocent civilians and having the right to defend yourself against terror. Yes, he ended the tweet with talking about Israeli and Palestinian everlasting peace, but he talked about Israel having the right to defend itself, but didn't talk about Palestine in that way. Remember, I said that words are important. They construct narratives and impact who we care about and how we care about them. Here we have a map that's able to.
All right, so y'all already know all of this other stuff, but so I just wanted you to see that tweet first, right? You want to say something about it, Cassandra?
Lord, no, honey. Go ahead. Jesus.
Now, this one, now they eventually talk about Obama. What's going on, Raw? Tracy, Cynthia McKinley in Congress. Yeah, if you're talking about that other video, you know what I'm saying? I don't know which one you're talking about, but but yeah, what's going on?
Paul, I love coming on the show with you every week because we usually joke about.
Now, listen to their deranged mentality. I'm gonna eventually get to Obama in this, right? Because now you heard that tweet, and now they going in on Obama because they said that was disappointing that he didn't like. I don't know what they wanted him to say.
You know what? They mad right now because Obama, because of black folk, and so they want to get on Obama because he represents black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody messing with them. Who cares? Let them get mad. They'll be okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
As Palestinians, there were Arabs that lived in Palestine, and there were Christians, and there were Jews. Israel is the land of Judea.
The land of nothing.
Samaria, that's the real
Ain't
name.
even the real land. Shut up.
That's where Jesus.
Get on my nerves. They
was
stole
born.
that land. How about that? Let's tell the truth. How they stole the land in 1948. Tell the truth, dude, while you're there.
Now, consider, and this one, they about to go crazy. Like, now, this is just the opening of.
I'm gonna try to be quiet. Okay, come on. I'm gonna try. I ain't gonna promise.
Now go in. Yeah, go in.
Some people might have heard of that guy. The entire history, if you were to look at the story every single time, I see an awful lot of hack reporters who don't understand anything about history or any fact on
Everybody
the ground,
knows
who are saying, oh, if only this 75-year-old occupation would end. I suppose they're suddenly calling for the return of the British Empire. We could go a little further back. Well, forget about the Brits. How about we bring in the Ottomans again? It's absolute abject.
Now he was like, okay, so he pretty much saying, right, oh, you saying you want the land back. Well, why don't we bring the British back then? You know what I'm saying? Since that's who had the land last. Or in fact, let's bring back the Ottoman Empire. You know what I'm saying? Now the Arabs probably want to bring back the Ottoman Empire, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, right, that's how they deflect, you know what I'm saying?
Insanity and the level of destruction, of mayhem. They're actually, as I'm sure you have said, and many other people on Sky, and as I've said repeatedly over the last few days, I talk for a living, and there are not words to describe what has gone on here. Everyone has a right to do what they see fit to defend their citizens. And, when they say never again after.
Now, listen. Now, you can have this about yourself, all right?
Because it's hard to defend the beheading of children, but Israel has every right to.
Or feeding them to alligators, or I'm saying running experiments on them.
Women like AOC and Ilhan Omar from our Hamas caucus here in the United States, even they've been somewhat tempered because it's hard to defend the beheading of children. But Israel has every right to do whatever it wants right now. You have a duty to your citizens.
Because they have the right to. So he's going to be like, they don't have the right to. They can't really defend it, but he said they have every right to do what they want to do, including killing men, women, children, beheading them, right? Because they are quote unquote protecting themselves, right? So if I tell you something like that, you don't got to get like scared, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a human nature. Well, we're human. It's a nature thing, you know what I'm saying? You see how quick they was like, well, if somebody attacks them, they have the right to fight back. You know what I'm saying? I know when we be like, oh, well, we can't fight back because they's going to do this and they's going to do that, right?
But we have a right to fight back right now. I mean, they doing the same thing to us over here. So when we rise up, they're going to be saying the same thing about black folk. Them black folk, they thugs and they terrorists and they the national whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But look how they treat us every day. So they don't ever expect us to rise up. Oh, it's coming. Trust me, that balloon is about to bust. And when we do, it ain't gonna be it's not gonna be good. But we're gonna be the ones, we're gonna be the terrorist thugs then. But in spite of how they treat us now, when we rise up, eventually, when we get our nerves or whatever it is gonna take, it's gonna take one incident. And when we do, then who's gonna be the bad guy? Us for fighting back. Ain't that's exactly what's going on in Israel. Palestine fighting back. And now they the bad guy. What are you talking about? Ain't that crazy?
Now, consider you remember the one I showed at the beginning with the brothers who was fighting back and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm
You
so
know,
glad. Yeah, I love to see that. We need to play that all the time. Black folk
mhm.
need to see that because that's what black folk did back in the day. They had shootouts with police.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But you know they called them hoodlums, right? That's why Martin Luther King was mad because they blamed the shootout on Martin Luther King back then.
Yeah,
Even Martin Luther King, right?
exactly.
And
But
so,
ain't nobody gonna say about them thugs that's been killing black folk all this time. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing about them, though, huh? Oh, okay. Now I rest my mic.
but all right, so listen to how delusional they are, and I'm gonna skip through it because this is pretty long, so I don't want to play but a few parts.
To protect those people, and no other nation. You know, just one other thing, real quick. If a bomb from Toronto landed in Detroit, America would bomb Mexico. So everyone has a right to do what they see for their citizens.
What?
And you know, when they said never again after the Holocaust, I think they meant it.
Never again. You hear that? If you say once you say never again and mean it, right? That gives you the right to do whatever you got to do, right? According to him.
Okay. Well, we need to listen to that.
That's all I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's so y'all don't got to be scared. There's a white dude saying it. All right.
100%. Now, let's take sort of a pause and a slight step back here, because there is horror that exists every day, but the relentlessness of what has happened in the past few days, you can tell has shaken people the world over. A couple of days. I'm not.
Do not describe it. There's no way you nor I nor anyone can watching. I mean, babies burned alive and beheaded, like stuff that is just medieval. These are barbarians, and they deserve everything that's coming to them.
You hear that? Do you hear that? That's crazy. He was like, they're barbarians, right? Beheading. Now, do we want to talk about all of the beheadings? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, right? And but
Well,
you
let's
hear
talk about all the hangings that's going on right now. Let's talk about that they said suicide.
just found a young sister.
Exactly, a baby who was half naked and her car's ransacked, but that's suicide. Okay, tell me anything.
Okay. Yeah, I heard of the sister. I seen her making a different speech, but you know, I don't think it was like, you know, but I don't know that one you're talking about.
It's a really
Tracy.
strange thing that we're all going through right now. There is, as I said, words do not describe it. There's no way you nor I nor anyone can watching. I mean, babies burned alive and beheaded, like stuff that is just medieval. These are barbarians, and they deserve everything that's coming to them. But there's a bit of a catch-22 here with the internet. We need to be witness to this. You know, when the Jews were going to the gas chambers in Europe and 6 million Jews perished.
Ain't with no 6 million. They need to stop lying.
The Nazis at least had the ability to not want the images to get out. You know, they used to, when we see images of Auschwitz and places like that, it's because the Nazis were documenting it for themselves. They weren't sending it out to the world. Hamas wants everybody to see this. They want to see wanton slaughter of innocent children. They want to see literally people raping women in front of their children. That's what they want. And if you think, if anyone in Australia or in the UK or in France or in the United States or anywhere else, if you think they're going to stop if they take out those Jews in the Middle East, you are crazy. They will gladly import this here. You think they're going to wipe?
Right. So you think, right, if France stops in Nigeria, they just going to stop there, right? You don't think they're going to try to take over all parts of, or in South Africa where the, you know what I'm saying, Boers, you don't think they're going to try to take over everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, now they don't realize that they're talking about themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the delusion of it all. It's just crazy.
Hamas. And that is frightening, what we saw in Sydney. Frightening.
Paul, I watched the video this morning. We played it on my show today. I was appalled. I mean, the last time I was in Australia, the last thing I did was a show at the Opera House. There's no Israelis. There's not one Jew that lives in Gaza. They left in 2005. They left them with infrastructure and they left them with greenhouses. They demolished everything, elected a terrorist organization who then killed their opponents that they were running against.
Now,
And
dude
in
is straight
all,
up
think about
lying,
it, in the
though,
last
you know.
17 or so years since that disengagement from Gaza, which, by the way, Benjamin Netanyahu warned about, he thought this was going to happen. Now he's got his own problems because there's a catastrophic intelligence failure on his watch. Western democracy, because the world bends over backwards for these people because they think it's kind of sticking Gaza or anything like that. They've wanted nothing to do with them. But if you are going to endlessly send people to kill us and rape us and behead us, et cetera, then eventually people are going to push back. And what a damn shame.
Now, consider it. Imagine if black people thought like this. If you continually send people to kill us and rape us and do all these other things,
Exactly.
we're eventually going to fight back.
Exactly. And we are. They ain't got to say it. It's coming. Sooner than you think. I've been praying for it every day.
Yeah.
Every day. It's coming.
All right.
Going to endlessly send people to kill us and rape us and behead us, et cetera, then eventually people are going to push back. And what a damn shame, because the Gazans, the people of Gaza are being abused by Hamas. And go to that land. I was just there 6 months ago. For thousands and thousands of years, every Jew for Passover says next year in Jerusalem, and have been saying that for thousands and thousands.
Oh, yeah.
They, if anything, many countries in the, you guys may know the numbers, chanting gas the Jews and Israel, right? It's just about Israel, those Jews over there. That's what this is about. Except in Sydney at the Opera House, you had what appeared to me to be 500 some odd people, maybe more. You guys may know the numbers, chanting gas the Jews and kill the Jews. That's Holocaust level stuff. So I would say, if anything, many countries in the West have an invasion on their hands. These people are seemingly obsessed with indigenous people, right? Somehow they don't think the Jews are indigenous
Now you see how
to Israel.
now you see how they made it equivalent to the Holocaust. But if I tell you, oh yeah, a sister is getting lynched, that's equivalent to slavery type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm tripping. You know what I mean?
That's equivalent to the Holocaust, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. We had the worst Holocaust there was, but you never mentioned that one.
Yeah.
But you're talking about something that didn't even happen in America. Who cares a damn? You're paying them for something that didn't even happen here. Good riddance. What 6 million anyway? Probably was like 1 million, if that. But how many black folk dying? Not since slavery, even today. Let's include all of the black folk that the police officers have killed, plus the ones that jumped over the ship that didn't want to be slaves, plus the ones that they killed during slavery, and Portuguese and the Spaniards and all of them, the Arabs. Let's conclude all of them.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because before we can even go there, right, we got to be like, how many Jews turned on other Jews and put them in ovens? Like the Jew on Jew crime. We got to talk about all this stuff.
Exactly. Let's talk about that. We never talk about this white on white, Jew on Jew, German on German. We never talk about that. But we talk about the black on black, right? But ain't nobody else killing each other. Russia, Ukraine, now Jews. Come on now. Nobody's doing anything but us. Please. They got what they deserve over there. Keep messing with them Palestinians. They should have blown. They should have did. I'm glad. Thank you. They finally stood up for themselves. You know how long the Israel been messing and abusing them Palestinians? Have you seen the news? Have you seen it? Pull it up. Platform. If people are mad about what we're saying, prove us wrong. Pull it up and see how much abuse Israel has been doing to Palestine for years, and keep stealing their land, moving them into a little corner. Talking about the land is theirs. Ain't no land yours. Go back to Germany. Go back to where you came from. Go back to Ukraine. That's where they going, because that's what they are. Ukrainians, Germans, Poland. That's where they came from. Their Khazarians are Ukrainians, and they gonna go back to Ukraine. They gonna rebuild Ukraine and put them right back over there. Watch, see what it's here. Go ahead, play your video.
No, yeah, you're right. And I wish I could play this whole thing, but it's like kind of long, 16 minutes. But if you listen to this whole thing, you would see the arrogance and them like, oh, this is our stuff. We deserve. Oh man, hold on. I hope I ain't skipped one part. Because they played the
again.
White
Tried to ask,
Stone
was Jesus a Jew, and where was he from?
Jesus wasn't no Jew. He wasn't no not the kind you talking about. He didn't look like them, and he didn't look like no olive. Olives are black and green. I ain't seen no green Jesus. I seen a black one, but I ain't seen no green one. Okay. Talking about Jesus was he wasn't no, well, he didn't look like them. If he was a Jew, he wouldn't look like, he didn't look like them.
Mm.
Hmm.
It wasn't not a
From the
shyster.
lineage of David. Now, what you think David looked like? Okay, he didn't look like them. Not that he didn't look like that man standing there.
Mm.
Revelations 1:14 tell you what it looked like if y'all want to read it. Okay, I rest my mic.
Said John Henry Clark spoke about the African Holocaust. Yeah. And we still talk. That's the sad part is we still talking about the African Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but because like even though the Arabs is there now, like we know how they got it. You know what I'm saying? Like by doing the things that they do. So we ain't forgot about the Arabs. You know what I'm saying? But we just understand who the shysters is too.
Right? Somehow they don't
Let me
think the
get to this
Jews are
Obama thing.
indigenous to
They said
Israel.
something. They
Again,
played this.
try to ask, was Jesus a Jew and where was he from? The Jews have been celebrating holidays that go to that land. I was just there 6 months ago for thousands and thousands of years. Every Jew for Passover says next year in Jerusalem, and have been saying that for thousands and thousands of years. But they pretend this is about Israel, and what you have now in your country, I would argue, is an invasion to a certain degree. We have an invasion in America to a certain degree.
You called it an invasion. You know what I'm saying? He said what we have now is an invasion. They're really trying to take back the land we stole from them. I can't believe what's going on.
You think these people, it's not that they're just not stopped. Do you think they believe in any of the Western values that you believe in as an Australian? Of course not. Do you think they would gladly overthrow the Australian government if they could and enter whatever it is that their caliphate or whatever? Of course they would. They're telling it to you. So it's that you can say, okay, gas the Jews. There aren't a tremendous amount of Jews in Australia. There are some, but you got a different problem on your hands.
100%. I mean, literally, some of the signs of that protest in Sydney were about the caliphate, were about having everyone live under the most radical version of Islamic law. Also, let's talk about some of the American presidents, both current and former, and their responses.
All right, so this is about Obama at the end of the day.
You can't imagine the world would
Of course, it's always about Obama. Why they put what Obama got to do with this? Because they mad at black folk and they can get at Obama.
Mm-hmm.
What Obama got to do with it?
Now you seen that tweet that he just made. You know what I'm saying? Where he's like, "Oh yeah, I love like where the black dude was like, well, he said that the Jewish people can fight back, but that wasn't good enough. I don't know what they wanted him to do, but
that's what he gets for thinking them for his friends good. His friends always turn on him, don't they? Them devils always turn on him.
And that was the main point too. At the end of the day, like that's what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody other than Biden was in charge everywhere from Russia, Ukraine, North Korea, Afghanistan, and now again what's happening in the Middle East. But you're particularly noticing that it took a little while for Obama and Clinton to come out.
Yeah, really disappointing by Barack Obama, but not surprising. I mean, I think he's the one really running the American administration at this point. Everyone knows it's not Joe Biden, so maybe it's not Barack Obama, but it's enough of his people. It took him 48 hours to post anything.
Obama,
and then
the president
his
now.
post on Twitter read like it was from ChatGPT, basically. Kind of said all the right things and then kind of also said nothing at the same exact time. So that was disappointing. And by the way, he did manage to tweet in those 48 hours, just not about what had happened there. So that was kind of disappointing. Then we've got our Hamas caucus out here with Ilhan Omar and AOC and Rashida Tlaib.
People
and
of color.
People, what they do is they wait.
They got a Hamas. I can't even say it. Are you serious? But they got a caucus for them. But what happened to? So our caucus is for everybody, but they got one just for them.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I'm done.
And that's not even good enough for him. That's still not good enough.
But I'm gonna tell you what, it's getting ready to be some stuff over here in America because they marching over here in America. Them Israelis and the Palestinians, they're marching in America. So they don't even know what's getting ready to take now with them. What's gonna stop them from breaking out in a little fight here?
And that's the point. I played the video when they was fighting in New York, and the white girl was like, if we stop fighting, we'll be annihilated. If they stop fighting, then there'll be peace. You know what I'm saying? I promise you there'll be peace. But we can't stop fighting. We gotta keep fighting. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy.
Yeah. But you know, he going in.
And then we've got our
Ghana.
Hamas caucus out
And the
here
Black
with Ilhan
Caucus, who
Omar.
just visited Israel. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't good enough.
My God, I cannot.
all that cooning. I mean, all that
Oh my
cloning
God,
wasn't good
I
enough.
cannot with them. Oh my God.
Pointing, you know, then we've got our Hamas caucus out here with Ilhan Omar and AOC and Rashida Tlaib. And these people, what they do is they wait for all of the slaughter and then they say, and now we must call for peace, right? So your people are also, oh, you're missing 1,000 of your people and your babies are burned. We should have peace. I mean, it's a complete.
Ain't that what they're doing to you? They done took your land, took your stuff.
Exactly.
You ain't speaking your own language. Now they want peace. Now they talking about we all get along. And now, but he's sitting here telling you, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that after you kill my babies and destroy me. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You go in on the people. You know what I'm saying? He's saying we're not going to stop until we blow up these Arabs. Right? And the Arabs is telling you we're not going to stop until you blow up them. And we is like, no justice, no peace. But we the most peaceful.
The most peaceful. What is this? Let me ask you a question. Tracy is talking about a Cynthia McLean. Who's that? Yeah. What video is she talking about?
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up right after this one. I didn't hear that video that he playing.
Okay.
But I heard the ladies. I heard her speaking, and they like, you know, she got them in check. But she like a Democrat sister, I believe. You know.
Okay, let me see what she's talking about. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, yeah, because this one almost over because this is about Obama.
But again, I would say it's been really heartening, and it's only because of the barbarity of these attacks. It's been really heartening to see
and call them barbarians, savages.
Nations stand up.
But they savages, but they calling you a savage. Okay.
That's how they do it. It's like they was like Indians was scalp. You know, they used to scalp the Indians first.
Yes.
And they said they was the scalpers.
Exactly. How you gonna call somebody a savage? And you sit up here having sex with your kids and your dogs.
Yeah, that's Greek culture.
Please.
To see good people and good nations stand up and say, you know what, we're behind Israel. Like, sure, we kind of nudge them in the UN and we don't really vote for them. And yeah, we'll take their technology and whatever, you know, they're not really threatening us like some of the other people that we're in bed with. But it's been nice to see some countries do the right thing. I think the issue now,
it should be a spokesman for Nigeria, or
it used to be a 24-hour news cycle. Now it's just how fast
South Africa.
You know, swipe your finger news cycle. Is that the images as Israel gains control of their own borders? I mean, right before I started with you, I literally saw a video from a friend in Israel who sent me. I mean, a dead woman, young girl, just burned to oblivion. Those images will go away, and the images of what's happening in Gaza will appear, and then suddenly everyone will say, "Oh, you must stop, you must stop." But
how about I got an idea? You go back where you came from, and everybody will be happy. But yo, listen to you know who Joan Rivers is, right?
Oh yeah, remember? Yeah. She said some good stuff, didn't she?
Yeah, listen to what she said. I think she a shyster too.
With the Palestinians and Israelis right now.
Let me just tell you, if New Jersey were firing rockets into New York, we would wipe them out. I am so good.
Yo, what is this with this? If this place was firing missiles into, that must be a Jewish, like they must go to school to learn
how to fly missiles.
Right? They go bomb Mexico. Like what? What are you talking about?
What in the world? What are you talking about?
Well, they bomb. Well, they bomb Mexico just because they want to.
That thing was something else too. That one right there, something else. That Joan Rivers, she was something else.
Well, listen to her go in.
We heard they were digging tunnels from New Jersey to New York. We would get rid of Jersey. So I don't want to hear anymore. Oh, we'll do a partial truce. The Palestinians, you cannot throw rockets and expect people not to defend themselves.
Come on now, Joan Rivers. Didn't she tell us?
She's saying she's saying that Israel should like bomb the hell out the Palestinians though.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the Palestinians was going, to bomb them. I'm just saying.
No, she said, yeah, you cannot bomb them, and then she's saying like the shysters should bomb them and kill them, you know.
Oh
but
wow, she needs to be quiet.
Yeah, what you see, like, well, only black people, like, because they always gonna get on code. You know what I'm saying? They always gonna get on
Always.
code.
I don't care what happened. They're going to always get on code. I wish black folk could learn that part. If you're going to learn anything from them devils, learn how to get on code.
Yeah.
Learn how to support your own like they know how to support their own. Do like the Chinese do. Don't support nobody but yourself, but yours.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You cannot throw rockets and expect people not to defend themselves.
What about the civilian casualty rate?
Civilian, then don't put your goddamn things in private homes.
What?
Don't you dare put weapon stashes in private homes, and then we say get out. Of course, we're gonna do it.
The response normally is where are the civilians supposed to go?
I don't care. They started it. You're all insane. They started it. What are you all saying? They started it. The Israelis did not throw their for months. This has been going on.
For months or for decades.
Years. Okay, years.
You hear this white? She see how quick she's a white bitch. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. They jump on code. She's like, they started it. You don't throw your stuff. You don't come over there and you don't bomb a country. Now,
And they didn't. Israel didn't. I mean, the Palestinians didn't start that. That was Israel's been treating them bad all this time. Keep stealing their land. What are they talking about? They ignore the obvious. They ignore when their friends are hurting other people. They just don't see anything that their friends are doing. They'll turn a blind eye to it. And then when you fight back, then they want to blame you and point fingers at you. Ooh, you bad. You did this. Well, what did they do? What made me do this? What made the Palestinians do what they did? Let's answer that question.
Yeah.
What happened? Did they just wake up one day? Hey, let's go bomb Israel. What happened for them to get to that point? That's what we're not answering. That's the question that we need to answer. Let's answer that question first.
Yeah, according to them, they like, yeah, we just woke up this morning, and then the last couple months, for some reason, they just been tripping. It's like those N words in America, they always tripping for some reason.
Exactly. But not don't even talk about what they do to us. It's always us. What makes us act what makes us do what we do?
Yeah.
We didn't get here by ourselves. The Palestinians just didn't wake up one day and say, oh, we're gonna bomb Israel. No, they got tired of Israel. Israel been abusing them forever. Yeah. Then they fight back, they wrong. Get out of here.
I'm gonna finish it up, and then I'm gonna pull up the other video real quick because there's something else I want to go through.
They started. The Israelis did not throw their for months. This has been going on.
How do you resolve?
What are you supposed to do?
How do you resolve?
I know because I have been over there. That's how I know. And I wish the world would know. And BBC should be ashamed of themselves. And CNN should be ashamed of themselves. And everybody, stop it already.
Like Dwight Howard tweeted, "Free Palestine, took it back." Selena Gomez tweeted, "Pro-Gaza."
Oh, Selena Gomez. Oh, yeah, that college grad.
All right, John. Thank you, John. Thank you so much.
Well, Selena said that.
Did Rihanna have to take it back?
Tell her. Let's see if she can spell Palestinian.
Can you spell it Israelite? Like that's what I want to know.
Oh Lord, this is crazy. What was that video? That was fucking before she died, huh?
Yeah, it's that video is Barack Obama under fire for disappointing Israel in his tweet. That's the name of the video. Yeah, you go ahead and talk about. I'm gonna pull up this other video real quick that he was talking about.
Oh my God, that's crazy. This whole thing is just disgusting. I'm serious. It's all disgusting because it's almost like people don't recognize because they're friends with two crooks in a bucket. You don't see what your crook buddy is doing. So when somebody else fights back and hurts your friend who's a crook, who your friend stole from, you don't blame the person for what they did. You blame the person that fought back. That's what they're doing. That's ridiculous. They always play the victim. They never hold themselves accountable for nothing that they do. That's the sad part about it. When are they going to hold themselves accountable? When are they going to be honest about what they do? Ever? Is it always somebody else? You always point your finger at everybody else but yourself. I'm sick of it. I can't wait till black folk wake up. I can't wait till the Moses get here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one coming. I'm sick of what I'm seeing. And then I seen a black soldier. What? I didn't know we had black folk in Palestine. What in the world? Did you see the black men, the black soldiers? Where they come from? Forecast?
No, I ain't even see it.
I seen one. I just pulled up one, and I was like, I didn't know. And see, you have to understand what that's about. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no black. If it is, I ain't know no black folks. I'm sure it is, but I ain't seen no black soldiers. And I seen a black. He looked black. You know, and they had him holding hostage Israel, not Israelite, but an Israel woman hostage. And I'm like, I didn't know there was any black soldiers over there. But if it is, why are they fighting? Let them white on white folks do what they need to do. Y'all need to have a seat in the back. Go somewhere and sit down. You ain't got nothing to do with that because they treat them bad too over them too, I'm sure. But I'm just saying they never hold themselves accountable. When are they going to hold themselves accountable for what they do? Never. They always find a reason why it's somebody else's fault, why they got bombed. I rest my mic. Forecast, you find the video?
Yeah, I got it. My bad. I have my mic on mute. But yo, you were saying facts. Hold on, let me share the screen if it works. Because now I keep starting. That's why I'll be trying to pull up stuff doing it. But all right, here we go. All right, so this is kind of long, so I can't play the whole thing.
Tremendous pressure inside the political process to make sure that the voters stay aligned inside either the Democrat or Republican parties. Why? Because both of those parties have been captured by special interests. And those special interests are, quite frankly, the antithesis of the interests of the people. And so therefore, for example, if people in the United States care about education, but unfortunately there's a banker that gets in between the student and the student's ability to go to school, if they care about health care, there's the insurance industry that gets in between the patient and the doctor who is seeking to provide care. And so we have all of these special interests that have positioned themselves in between the political decision makers and the people themselves. The process now is more responsive to those special interests than it is to the values and the wishes of the American people. When I first went to Congress, I did not go to Congress to pay particular attention to any area outside of the Black community that I represented that was in need, and of course, U.S. Africa policy, which was abhorrent and unfortunately still is. But what I ran into, I bumped into at almost every turn were these special interests. And there's no more special interest that has any more influence than the pro-Israel lobby. And so then when I did outreach, for example, to the Muslim community in the United States, I bumped into the pro-Israel lobby, which of course does not want to have to contend with a politicized Muslim community, which is as large as and is as wealthy as the pro-Israel lobby is in the United States. So yes, I first-handedly and also frontally was assaulted by the presence of the pro-Israel lobby to such an extent.
Physically assaulted?
Well, politically assaulted,
Okay.
to such an extent that my father had to ask the question publicly, what does Stone Mountain, Georgia have to do with Israel? What I was doing was servicing the needs of my constituents. And I was not allowed to do that because I did not toe the line on U.S. policy for Israel.
What line is that they wanted? Were you told directly that you had to toe a line, or explain that to me?
Well, every candidate for Congress at that time had a pledge. They were given a pledge to sign. And I was new on the scene. And so the pledge had Jerusalem as the capital city, the military superiority of Israel.
American Congress people have to sign this pledge.
Yes, you sign the pledge. If you don't sign the pledge, you don't get money. So, for example, it was almost like water torture for me. My parents observed this. I would get a call, and the person on the other end of the phone would say, I want to do a fundraiser for you. And then we would get into the planning. I would get really excited because, of course, you have to have money in order to run a campaign. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the planning, they would say, did you sign the pledge? And then I would say, no, I didn't sign the pledge. And then my fundraiser would go kaput. I made it public. This probably nobody had said anything about it. But I made it public, and then, the excuse was, well, those were just overzealous advocates for Israel. So then the tactic changed. And but this is what is done for 535 members of the United States Congress. 100 senators, 435 members of the House of Representatives have to now write a paragraph, which basically says the same thing. So it's not a pledge, but it's a paragraph, and you post it. And, there are these forums you have to go to at the synagogues or whatever. And then, if you don't perform appropriately, then you don't get money to run your campaign. The problem is that it requires an awful lot of money to run a campaign. And whether it's a woman's organization, an environmental organization.
All right, so and because it's like 4 more, I don't want to play the whole thing, but yeah, you want to say something about that, Cassandra?
You know what? I heard that, but it was an Ilion, the other. She was the one from Somali. She said the same thing, that they was harassing her to sign. So it's true. I've heard it before. Of them being harassed because they wouldn't sign the form to say that they're going to do this, this, and this. But my thing is, what happened to freedom of speech? If I don't want to sign a damn form, why would I be forced to sign one? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm glad she made it public, so then that way they could, then they had to change it to go about it another way. But still, why is it that they're mad at Black people because we're not agreeing with their demonic beliefs? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't have our own beliefs. Like, just like when they went to Africa and said, hey, do you stand with Russia or Ukraine? And everybody was standing for them demons and devils that treated African like dirt. And they wanted Africans to stand with Ukraine. Why is it that we have to stand with people that we know that are demons and devils? No, we have our own mindset. We can see. That's just like asking us, do you stand with the police? Why the heck? And I had a Black guy, and he was, begging for money, and he happened to say something about he believed in police. But I'm like, why is it that we don't think for ourselves? We know how to think for ourselves. We don't have to always agree with what they want us to believe in. And we have to get to the point where we are standing no matter what on our ground. No, I don't believe in what y'all, I don't care about none of that over there. Like I said, we have so much in our own backyards to tend to. We don't have no room for nobody else. And if I see Black folk, we need to shut them down. We need to shut them down. Every Black person that's sitting up there talking, yeah, we said, shut up and sit down. What have you done for your community? Let's talk about what you building in your community. Let's tell me how much money you didn't save for the land we getting ready to buy. Tell me how much what you didn't put on this doula, this birthing center we got going on. Let's talk about that. Why is it we always have to think like they want us to think? Like their children. We're not your children. We have our own minds. And if we don't give a damn about them, we don't give a damn about none of them. I rest my mic.
Yeah, that's all facts. And Tracy said all Congress pledge allegiance to Israel. What kind of mess is that? And it's shit like you got to pledge pledge allegiance to America to be, you know what I'm saying? And I get it, you know what I'm saying, but there will never be like black politicians until we funding our own, doing our own,
Exactly.
like
And
that's the only
raising
way
them
if
up
you're
from
gonna go.
birth. We have to vet our own. We have to raise them up to and help them to understand what's really going on. Because if you don't really understand you'll think, okay, black folk doing what they do, like Stacey Abrams. Okay, everybody love her, but you'll understand she's a coon. She's a sellout. She sold black folk out. She don't care about nobody but herself. She don't care about black folk doing nothing but voting for the Democratic Party. The worst, the Dixiecrats, okay, which they are. Those are remember back in the day, there was the Dixiecrats, the Dixie. That's who Democrats are. When did the Dixie? That was a politician. That was a group, right? And then they switched their names. But black folk forgot about that. I don't know why. Why don't we ever do our own research to understand what's really going on here?
Yeah. And Tracy said, is a pledge to a foreign country means somebody else is in control and your vote means nothing. Now, I would say this, right? America, I would say this first. America is a foreign country to me, you know what I'm saying? And I get what you mean, like, cause I get exactly what you're saying. So I'm not disagreeing with you, you know, but when it comes to even voting, right? Like it's things that's important that you may vote on, like in your community, like, oh yeah, let's vote on should we fix this pothole in our street or something. But if we talking about the lesser of two evils or something, then you know what I'm saying? No, like, yeah, there was a time during the quote unquote Reconstruction. That was but that was 200 years ago. So that's way in the past, right? Where we could have our own land with our own politicians making decisions what to do with our money, right? But at this point in time, we are not in control of what to do with our money. You know what I'm saying? And it's just interesting because, like, you know, with our mindset, um, it like we just not in control completely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everything is about keeping you oppressed. But what we have to realize is though every group in the world wants to be on top, and they're all going to do whatever it takes. And if that means keeping you on the bottom, they're going to take pride in doing it. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I appreciate Cassandra because she don't mind coming on here, going in on the shysters, and she ain't gonna bite her tongue for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, Consider, let me share this, you know, because even when I was talking about slaves, right, I was just watching the Five Heartbeats. I wish I would have thought of this the other day, right? A lot of us would be on the side of the road, like singing, like, yo, I got nothing but love for you, singing on the side of the road like some slaves. But all right, so consider, check this out, right? You remember I was talking about Black Lives Matter, right? Now this dude, now she said it better than I could say it, you know what I'm saying, after watching all of that. And so they bringing up this again because for some reason they just want to bring up Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying? So they recently bring it up like on the low kind of playing or whatever.
From an article by Breitbart, BenQ reporting. The co-founder of Black Lives Matter Toronto, Yusara Kugali, says that white people suffer from recessive genetic defects, according to a report from the Toronto Sun. In a private Facebook post from 2015 obtained by the Toronto Sun, Kugali said that white people are recessive genetic defects. This is factual, is it?
They are.
White people need white supremacy as a mechanism to protect their survival as a people because all they can do is produce themselves. Black people, simply through their dominant gene, can literally wipe out the white race if we had the power to, she continued. Kugali bases her theory on the idea that white people have a higher concentration of enzyme inhibitors that suppress melanin production. She argues that melanin is linked to high levels of fertility, strong bones, and the strength of the nervous system, making black people the first and strongest of all humans.
Facts.
Whose genetics are the foundation of all humanity. Last April, Gali posted a tweet asking Allah to stop her from killing men and white folks, which he later deleted. Okay, well, this is my take.
Now, she said facts better than I could, you know what I'm saying? She said they basically, you know what I'm saying, you agree, I agree with her, Cassandra. What you think?
I didn't hear no lies.
Not one. I didn't hear one.
I'm just saying.
Except for maybe him thinking that they're human. Now he better take that, because that's the only claim to fame that they got, that they could be possibly human, is that they or degenerate of black people. Other than that, I'm gonna have to go with like they might not even be human. So, or a different kind of human at the least.
If we are so defective, how come white people invented all the cool stuff, including the technology and social media platforms?
No, they
people
didn't.
like this racist.
Right, a black man created the computer.
What is he talking about? He's a liar. See, this is what I'm saying. They go see they mamas and daddies and lied to them, got them thinking. Now they done stole everything they got their hands on. That's what they do. They still kill and destroy. Whose attributes are those? Okay, so everything that we've ever invented, they've stolen and taken credit for it. So, and he's so dumb, he don't even understand. They never do their homework. It's always a lie that come out their mouth. Every time they open their mouth, it's a lie.
Yeah, every time. And yeah, I agree, Tracy. Everything that is not ours for the benefit of us is rotten and cannot be there. You know what I'm saying?
Fool sparks from. If she thinks black people are genetically superior to whites, then why are Black Lives Matter silent when black babies across the border from her make up 37% of black parenthood abortions, while only making up 2.5 times of the black population in the United States? If white people are...
What is he talking about? What is he talking about? The abortion rate for white folk is just as high. What is he talking about? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how did it all happen. The same abortion clinics you put in our neighborhood, now you're experiencing the no births, the not being able to reproduce. So what are you talking about? Oh my God, please.
Facts, you know. And that's why they overturned the whole abortion law, because
Exactly. They had to save themselves because they was using that abortion law just as bad. So what are you talking about? Because they put the Planned Parenthood in our neighborhood and that turned against them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that meth epidemic, that opiates epidemic. What's that blow that you standing up, sleep? What's that? Let's talk about that. When you try to drop drugs in our neighborhood, but then now it's coming and affecting yours because what you do to the chosen happens to you.
10 times worse.
Wait, exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I rest my mic.
Still in the supremacy, how come both Asian and Jewish people outperform white people both academically and economically on average?
Because y'all stupid
if
as
white
hell.
privilege exists, why is it that people like Sean King and Rachel Dolezal identify as black? Wouldn't logic dictate
that? Like, you see how stupid they are, because they talk about this IQ thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't they? Like, if they say black people are superior, of course white people will try to identify as black. Now,
well, wait a minute, but hold on. Let's talk about why they have to pay other folk to take their quizzes and tests for them to get into the high universities, the really cool universities. Let's talk about that. How some of these white women just got arrested for paying people to take their children's tests for them to enter a college. Okay, let's talk about that since you're high IQ. Okay.
And most of them got in college because they got
because
rich
that
parents.
money.
Yeah,
They pay their way in college, please.
Yeah. And most of that money comes from,
Exactly.
Harvard himself comes from, slave money. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But they take advantage of white privilege. Why do Black Lives Matter call themselves black when they have far more white supporters that both march with them and support them than black people? Why is it?
Because they stand for LGBT, and we know that, and y'all dummies don't.
And Black Lives Matter represent black people, even though it's a white organization.
Exactly. Come on now.
That's why they bringing this back up, right? So I won't even play the rest because he's like kind of retarded. You can kind of see that.
Idiot. He's a freaking idiot.
Hopefully this one shows now because it's on this other one. I don't know if it's going to show. I'm trying to show. All right, here it is. So they bringing this back up now, right? So they brought this back up after all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to go in on her. This was like a year ago, but they're just bringing it up. And this dude says, the most racist thing I have read. Why aren't authorities busting down her door, taking her for hate crimes? We're saying like, yeah, black people are born, and also she didn't mention like black children have a better like they walk and talk. You know what I'm saying, at a younger age.
Exactly. So
Yeah, all
okay,
that stuff.
you want the FBI to tear down her door? Why aren't we tearing down the Ku Klux Klan's door? Okay, they still exist. Okay, they have robes on now. Okay, them thugs in blue. Okay, why aren't we taking them down?
Yeah. And this person was like, also being white is a race. Polish, British, Spanish is all the same, right? Like, you know, like black people in America, black people in the Caribbean, black people in Africa is all the same thing, right? It's that convenient labels distract. But so the whole woke agenda, right? And this is the thing, right? Because you know what, I was tripping the other day, you know, the song Tyrone and all that stuff. You know, Tyrone was actually the responsible one in the song.
Really?
He was the one that you was supposed to call, but we made a negative thing that quick. You know
We
what I'm
did. Call Tyra.
saying? Yeah, he was the one responsible
That's
black
the
man in
one
the
we
whole
supposed
group.
to call. Okay, we need a Tyrone now. We need one more than ever.
Well, that's how they
Man.
take things. You know what I'm saying? Like they took like woke, which just means like we understand like what the hell is going on.
But you know they don't want you to be woke. Of course they had to make it look bad. Anything good, they make it look bad. Bad, good, and good, bad.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Now, this fool said, all right, so this person said white people didn't invent anything except for the patent office, as some people would say. And black people invented everything. White stole it from them. He said, I found out the other day Britain had been a black country for 7,000 years. But this person said, amazing how human defects invented flight, the Renaissance, philosophy. Like it was philosophy before they was even on the planet.
Oh God.
They said, and discovered new lands.
Where? Oh God. You mean the land Christopher Columbus discovered with people already on it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
That hopefully it'll work. Cause I won't. Oh damn! I'm gonna do that.
Why don't you close down some of your other windows?
All right. Yeah. Here it go. Because there's one more. Okay, I don't see it, but the person was like, "This is how you." All right, so before every genocide, there is increase in normalized language of dehumanizing the group, which is to be exterminated, right? And understand that, right? Because when they even talking about Black Lives Matter and this old thing, you know what I'm saying? Now it's hard to say increase because they've been doing it for a very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? So like, let me play it's like a minute or two, right? So when we talk about like this anti-black stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now check this one out. Did you see this preacher in Atlanta, this deacon who got tased and by the police and he ended up dying? Did you see that? Yeah, hold on.
First tonight at 11, we're going to begin with the Atlanta Police Department changing its policy when it comes to how they issue traffic citations.
Starting tonight, if a driver refuses to sign a citation,
this was supposed to be
officers will.
You don't have to sign anything. What in the world?
Yeah, that's because they killed the brother for that. So now they actually had to change the law. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a deacon and he got into an accident and then they blamed him on the accident. You know what I'm saying?
And he said he ain't signing nothing.
Yeah, and then they tased him and he ended up dying. Now, I got it out of order, but you know.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, because I'm almost done. It's because just one last. Damn, I was gonna start messing up. I'm almost done. But yeah, like this brother, so like pretty much this brother, who was a deacon, he got into an accident and called the police and they tased him. And you know what I'm saying?
We ain't learned yet. Marquez, please help me. We have not learned yet. What the hell are you calling them for? You know when they come, you're going to die. So why are we still thinking these thugs in blue is going to help you do anything but die? We ain't learned that yet. What's it going to take for us to get it? What is it going to take? Just like the mother told the boy, go to the police station. You dummy. Go to the police station. What happened to her son? He ended up, what, torn apart? I don't know what the hell they did to the boy. Looked like they took a saw and had body parts all over. Because he said, Ma, you remember the dude? But why do we keep going to them? Why do we keep calling them? We don't have nobody else to call. You don't have a cousin you can call. You don't have no help.
Yeah.
We need our own 911. We need our own 811. Something besides them. Because every time you call them, you die. We ain't learned it yet, though.
Mm-hmm.
Keep calling them then, dummies.
Damn. Oh, damn, now it's starting to, all right. It was just about to play. All right, if I can't get the last ones to play, then, you know.
What's the name of it? I want me to send it to you. If I sent it to you over here, would it work if I sent it to you?
Because it's just my computer. It just keeps freezing. I think I do need to get rid of some of these other stuff. All right, here we go. I don't want to mess it up while it's still there. Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead. Get it.
The DeKalb County Law Office of the firm hired by Johnny Hallman's family, who praised APD for firing the officer in the case, but also wants him charged criminally.
Oh, this was supposed to be next. Last one.
We want justice. Johnny Hallman had called police to the scene in August when the car he was driving had a collision. Police on the scene cited Hallman for causing the accident. But when Hallman declined to sign the citation, police say Officer Kieran Kimbrough used a taser on the motorist, sending him into cardiac arrest.
Oh, my goodness.
For an autopsy. Now, APD has fired Kimbrough, saying Officer Kimbrough violated standard operating procedure when he failed to have a supervisor on the scene prior to proceeding with the physical arrest after Mr. Hallman failed to sign the citation.
Are you kidding me? Because he didn't have a supervisor on the scene?
Attorney Harold Spence was incredulous over the cause given for Kimbrough's termination.
Why wasn't there some mention of the leg sweep that took this deacon to the ground? Why wasn't there some mention of the brutalizing that he took, the physical brutalizing that he took at the hands of this officer?
APD said it could not release body cam footage.
Now, this man is 62 years old. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you see what the police did to him.
Transgender. But he called them. He called them. Your people dying every day by calling them, and you still gonna call them. No, I'm not calling you. No. We need our own police department. We need our own investigating team, period.
Yeah. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the same thing. Like, you know, like we've been saying this whole time. If you and they've been telling us this whole time, if they attack us, then you have every right in the world to defend yourself. And this is not my words. This is what the shyster's been telling you. So you can believe it.
Every right to defend yourself. And we sit down, we'll lay on the ground and crawl up like nothing. But you handle your business before he called his buddies over there. That's what Ozone did. Ozone handled his business. And then they tried to, put him away for a long time, but you handled your business. Okay. I may have to go to jail, but I'll handle my business. At least I'm still here living.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Come home to your family. You know what I'm saying?
We have every right to defend ourselves, and we need to attack that justice system. We need to put light on that thing.
Yeah, facts.
Infiltrations.
Yeah. Oh, let me play his family real quick.
The 10th. What we saw was murder. We saw an assault against a 62-year-old man who was literally pleading for his life, informing the officer that he could not breathe, informing him of his medical condition, that he was having issues with asthma, and the officer, with malicious intent, continued to strike and tased.
The autopsy report released last week by the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office classified Holman's death as a medical homicide and noted he died as the result of an abnormal heart rhythm due to being tased. And even though the document went on to say he had pre-existing conditions like heart disease and diabetes that were contributing factors to Holman's death.
Now you see that they try to be like, now we understand why we got diabetes and heart disease and stuff like that, but they tased his brother and he died because his heart, he had a heart attack, and they tried to say it's because, oh well, diabetes played a role. It's a medical.
What the hell? He would have still been living today. Well, I don't give a damn. He would have still been living today if you hadn't tased him with his diabetes and heart disease. But you decided to tase him to take his life, and you knew because the man told you he couldn't breathe. He told you he's 62 years old, and this how you treat him? That man had every right to defend himself and take his candy bar and take the peanuts and do what he needs to do. I'm just saying, we have to start fighting for ourselves. We have to. We owe it to ourselves. This stuff has been happening way too long. If we really looked at it, it's been before slavery, then during slavery. We didn't even have police officers during slavery. Remember that? And then it was developed in the midst of slavery. And now it's infiltrated. And we know that. Everybody knows that. So we still go to jail because infiltrators are doing what they do, and we fighting back the infiltrators? No, we need to tear this justice system down. That thing needs to come down permanently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. You see how other people attack who they think what their oppressor was. You know.
Exactly. You see what they did today? They was out in them streets, wasn't they? When they're out in the streets in Palestine, when they're out in the streets, and when they're in the streets here in America. Shoot, we the only ones sit there look like fools. Let a whole baby be hung, and nobody did anything. And then they come and tell you that it's suicide, but she half naked. What the hell are you talking about? Make it make sense. And her car is ransacked with all the doors open. And you're going to tell me that's a suicide? In a public place? Really? That's what we do now? I don't even know how to tie a noose. Do you? Forecast?
No.
But it's suicide.
They know how to tie a noose real good.
Tell me. I'm telling you what, we better start investigating to see who was the last people. What was, just like Michi had on her show, what was the last thing she ate? Where was she at last? Let's investigate that. You can't just sit up there and tell her she's half naked, but it's suicide. Was she taking off her clothes before she killed herself? What sense does that make?
Yeah.
What sense does that make? And we're going to accept that? Her family's going to accept that? I blame the family. You don't sit there and let this mess. You have a news conference. You tell, hey, if something happened to me, turn up. Burn this bitch down. Do you hear me? Burn it down.
Facts.
Burn it down until they find who tortured me, who hung me. I'm saying it on national. Burn it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Cassie will want me to burn it down. That's exactly what Cassie will want.
Yeah. Like, yo.
Find out who did whatever they did. You find out. And you punish not only them, but they whole lineage. They children's children. So that means my children's grandchildren got a right to punish their children. You do unto others. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a fact. Is I would say, like, yo, look at some of the lessons that you've seen, you know what I'm saying? Or yeah, I'm with you on that one. If something happened, you know what I'm saying, you already know what time it is, you know.
Burn it up. Until you find out, until you stop talking about Black folks committing suicide, you burn it every time police officer order. And I'm not condoning violence, I'm condoning justice. Every time they hurt and kill an unarmed, just like the man they just did with the truck, and they was trying to repossess remember, what's his name, Stephen? Okay, burn it down until they do the right thing by that gentleman who had a family, who was married to his wife and had a child. Burn it down until that officer is either arrested and sent to jail, or discipline, some kind of, let us discipline him. Send him to us and let us discipline him. Yeah. Let's give him some jungle justice. Let's show up at his house. You don't sit up there and just let stuff happen like that. You don't know. I'm showing up. I'm coming to your house. Because I want to understand what happened, why you shoot him. And you had all the officers in the bushes, in the back. What the hell are they doing in bushes? What they doing in bushes for, Cass? You at this man's house, you in the damn bushes. For what? I'm just saying. Come on now. We got to make sense of this stuff. You don't just let killers just bully. They're going to keep on bullying if you don't do nothing.
Yeah, they said you got every right to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That dude had every right to defend himself, but they come at the time of his car and they was at the wrong, found out they was at the wrong house. What? So my husband died because you were at the wrong house? What? Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming after you and every officer that was hiding them damn bushes. I'm coming. Don't play with me.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I'm sick of this. Go ahead, forecast.
Yeah, now it is, and it's like two more that I want to show you, right? And it's like quick, but and that, like, the thing that I showed you, like when they say, like, when they can dehumanize you, that's the first, they say themselves, that's the first, because that's how they think, you know what I'm saying? They dehumanize you so they can either enslave you or exterminate you if you ain't gonna be a good slave, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You're not gonna be a good slave and let them treat you any kind of way.
Yeah.
And that's what they're gonna try to do with black folk. Trust and believe. Because they got the new immigrants as a new slave now. They don't need you. They don't need black folk no more. What you think they're gonna do with y'all? Where y'all gonna work? Where y'all gonna eat? Where you gonna sleep? They're already replacing you with immigrants. What you gonna do? Go ahead.
Yo, check this out, right? Now this sister, right? And I'm pretty sure you're gonna pick up on it. I know you're gonna say, so I ain't gonna say nothing. But check this
Just
out.
committed in Duluth, Minnesota a few days ago, and we need all hands on deck. In the evening of September 12th, a black woman named Michelle Fosen was brutally beaten by two white men after she had a confrontation with two white women earlier. But y'all are not going to understand the gravity of the situation, because the whole damn system is guilty as hell. And wait until you find out what this rustic bar employee did to this black woman. Folsom and witnesses said that the white men Scott Robold, Rabold, and Milan Griak, that's Mylongriak, were seen stomping and kicking Folsom in the head and face so badly that she lost consciousness, y'all.
What the hell?
Now, these two white devils were trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho and let their white superiority complex spew over. Nobody batted an eye. None of the patrons, none of the employees, nobody helped this black woman.
You see how they get on code? But let me tell you something. What was she doing up in that
I
all-white
knew you was gonna pick up on it.
What was she doing in the all-white facility in the first place? Let me tell you something. This is why you don't go anywhere without your candy bars. Now, you already got into it with the white women, okay? And you in an all-white establishment. What the hell are you doing up there in the first place? When are we gonna get it? She ain't have no help, no protection, no tape, no nothing. But now you got where's her brothers? Where's her cousins? She got no uncles? Where's her uncles to take care of this? Where's her uncles to show up? Let me tell you something. Let something happen and don't nobody do nothing. I'm coming. I'm serious. This is ridiculous. Nobody can say nothing. You got black folk twisted. You sit up here and see was anybody black in the place? Don't tell me it was, because that person need to be held accountable too. You mean to tell me you see your sister getting stomped by two white men and you don't do nothing? What in the hell is going on here? But if she had a protection, she wouldn't have had to worry about that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd have took out some kneecaps. Well, you want to kick somebody? I got you. Come on. Let them hit you first. Hopefully they don't knock you out. Then you handle your business. Okay, I'll rest my mic. I'm going to try to let you be done. Go ahead and get there.
And I'm like, yo, even because they like to pick on women, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like you said, like, you know, I don't know if they can knock you out or not. I'm pretty sure, like, I would bet that most times black women have beat them up in a fight, you know what I'm saying? But
exactly, but it was two of them. It couldn't be one of them. It was two of them. That's how coward they are. That's how coward they are. Just like that one beat up that girl because her dog went in his yard. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And he beat that baby he beat that girl so bad. Come on, I ain't gonna beat your dog. I'm gonna beat you. I'd have said, come on. Come on with it. Come on with it. But I'd have had my hand on my little candy bars. Come on. You come on over here. I wouldn't have said nothing. Come on. I'd have been ready.
Yeah. and you picked up on it. Like she was, I don't know if she, because you know how it is. It's places, and I'm pretty sure everybody's city, you know, it's the white bar. You're gonna be the only Negro in the damn bar.
What
I ain't
is
trying to go to that
you
place.
ain't got no help. See, this is what the problem is. I blame black folk for acting like we so dumb. We done forgot where they come from. Slavery ain't been over that long. You still got them people that used to hang you on and look up. Those children, their children are on this earth. Those children's children are still on this earth. And you're going to go up in an all-white establishment and you trying to hang out with them. What the hell you up in there for? Get out of there. You ain't had no business up in there in the first place. And now you done got stomped down. Still, even though, because you still don't have a right to touch me. Where was her brothers? Where's her uncles to come in and step to these thugs right here? These piece of nothings, these piece of trash, Satan seed. Where's her brothers to handle the business? I know she got some.
But until we get the courage to fight for what is ours, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like they say, it was like you see everybody else, there gotta be consequences for violent actions. You know, if there's no consequences, then we see with us, it keep happening over and over. You know what I'm saying? But
over and over. And we still don't get it. We still sit up there like looking and still be going around with no candy bars. Yeah. And still walk with no candy bars. You think, boy, okay. Did anybody get arrested with this one?
Hold on, let me play it. I don't think so.
Because what you're about to witness is something grotesque, and I don't even have the words to it. Just
I don't need a girl.
Understand that this is somebody's mother that we're speaking about. After being beaten,
where's her kids at?
4 to 5 minutes to being next to her daughter. The only thing Michelle could say is what happened to me. Somebody attacked. They broke her nose on both sides. They hit her so hard that her teeth went through her lip, creating a hole. She has 2 horrible black eyes, a cut between her eyebrows, an extremely swollen head. The amount of blood on her led her daughter to believe that she was left for dead. Her daughter then called for 911 right away, and they rushed her to the hospital to treat her injuries. It's known that some of the situation took place at the bar, and they never called the police or help.
Shut that bar down. Shut it down.
Her daughter had to call for help.
So her daughter was there with her?
And it's our turn to show up.
I don't know. I think so.
Right. Because if this was your mother, how would you react?
She wouldn't have been my mama. Wouldn't have been my mama because I'd have had something for them. Oh, I'd have had something for their asses. Trust me. You gonna touch my mama? Coming up to, I'd have had my hand on it. I'm just saying. Because when you're in a hostile environment anyway.
Yeah, that's just crazy. You shouldn't even, like you said,
shouldn't have been there. Some stuff can be avoided. Seriously.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff can be avoided.
And me saying this because, like you say, because I want to make it clear again. Even still, all right, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't let this go down. Like,
no,
if we was to jump Jane Elliott right now, you think they're gonna let you get away? You going to jail? You know what I'm saying?
So nobody's saying nothing, and these dudes just la da 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 la da la da. No, you ain't la da 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 nothing. La da 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 nothing. But this is what we do though. We sit up there and take pictures. We sit up there and complain afterwards. But sounded like nobody was arrested. So she got beat up. Now, if there were 2 black men beating up a white woman, what would have happened?
A black man is not going to touch a white woman.
Exactly, but I'm just saying. Well, I don't know how else to say it. Unfortunately, you're right, you know what? I hate that you're right, though. I hate that you're right. I hate that you're right.
Like, Lord have mercy, touch a white girl now? You done lost your life.
You would have got 45,000 years.
Yes, you're going to get lynched.
Boy, I tell you. She going to get into it with 2 white women. You ain't had no business up in there. You out of order. You out of order. And you still don't understand what you up against. Why is you in there? Why is you in their establishment by yourself? Your daughter can't help you. And you ain't got no weapon, just in case. Because they like to act bad. Yeah, they like to act tough. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's the crazy thing, right? So she argued with two white girls. They go get a white dude who show up and beat up the sister. You know what I'm saying?
With
Now,
two white dudes.
yeah,
So that must have been their brothers. But you mean
yeah,
your brothers can't come and protect you
that's the
and show
point.
up at them dudes' house?
Yeah,
Come on now. What are you doing? What are we doing?
20 brothers, right?
It's something. 10 on each.
Yeah,
You remember that movie we saw? How he handled his business? I'm just saying.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't play. Justice
Now,
is justice.
yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So, all right. Now, check this thing out here. Now, you heard about the Ebony Alert?
Mm-mm.
All right. So, check it out.
Warning, a new alert in California to help track down missing children.
Our Ebony's young girls are just as important as our Ambers.
A new
You know about the Amber Alert, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
An Ebony Alert. Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Well, hold on before I just want to show y'all what it is before I show you the response
Similar
to
to
it.
Amber Alerts, Ebony Alerts are aimed at getting the same resources dedicated to finding missing Black children and Black young adults as are dedicated to other missing persons cases.
Many of African American girls go missing and they're listed as runaways versus being abducted.
And that, advocates say, results in fewer resources for those cases. Data shows young Black people make up nearly 40% of reported missing persons in the U.S.
It's easy to take Black girls. No one cares. No one's going to say anything. A lot more. A lot of our young girls, when they go missing, they end up being sex trafficked.
But some police departments are pushing back, insisting they don't discriminate.
Some police departments
The
are
devil,
pushing.
you know them devils lying. You can push back all you want. We're going to give them the funds to do what they need to do because we already see that it's already true. We know it's true. They're going to say what they want to say, but we know it's true. Look what happened when the Black girl, remember the white girl came up missing and the Black girl came up missing and they didn't get no help. But no, was it a Black boy? It was a Black boy. Remember the Black dude?
Yeah, I remember that comparing it. Yeah.
Yes, and his family had to hire, they had to go out themselves looking. But the white girl, she was in camping or something in the mountains or something and the guy ended up killing her or something. Remember that? And she got all the help she could. They had all the help for her. But when the Black dude, no help. None. So now what the police got to say?
Yeah.
Nothing.
So this is how they feel about helping Black children.
But some police departments are pushing back, insisting they don't discriminate.
Race and ethnicity do not play a factor in how
whatever, liars.
or what our
So we supposed to believe them.
All right, who's gonna believe them? You know what I'm saying?
Look how they treat our children. You treat our children. You shoot them unarmed, but we're gonna believe you because you say so. I might not say so. Whatever, dude. We already see what you do to our Black children.
Now, and the thing is, Cassandra, right? Because I listen to a lot of stuff, and this, I guess, I'm getting tired of listening. They just had an obsession with Black people. You know what I'm saying? Like they could just be having a standard conversation, and Black people somehow is gonna get brought into it. They're gonna say like what we would call a racist joke. You know what I'm saying? They just do that. Like God forbid a mulatto trying to be white. You know what I'm saying? And they find out you're half Black. Oh man, like, Lord, they go. Now this dude here said, "Thank you, Newsom. Now I know which alerts to ignore and which one to take seriously." And he's right because I'm gonna take seriously the Ebony one, not the other one. And, you know, I don't know what to say. I'm just speechless. You know what I'm saying? They're mad at this. You know, I thought Amber Alerts worked just fine. You know what I'm saying? One that just caused more resources to be expended.
Oh wow! Ooh, let me go up on that one. I got some stuff for them. What's the name of that one? I went up on the other two. What is that one? Let me say what I got.
ABC News Nation's first Ebony Alert.
Okay.
Just another way to use the race card. The Amber Alert is for all. And I'm telling you, they be out there, you know. And these are different comments than earlier. It must be new. I still see racism is alive and well. This is racist, you know.
Yes, it's not going nowhere. Yep, they should know that. Oh, I found it. I'm coming. Yeah, I found it. I'm coming. I'm gonna have my little stuff to go here. I already put some on TNZ. I couldn't wait. Oh, I couldn't wait. Put several comments on his thing. Ooh, let me go ahead
Yeah,
and see what
because
these crackers
you be
talking
going
about.
there more than me.
Oh, I be going. I be calling them out. Oh yes, I be going.
I was just messing with one of them earlier. It was that bringing black Plessy v. Ferguson. And that's what I remember when they used to say like we want to end segregation, they'd be like Plessy versus Ferguson, separate but equal, you know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
they'd
Let's
be
do
like
it.
black schools say Plessy versus Ferguson, you know what I'm saying? But they was just saying, oh yeah, see, like, oh yeah, it can be used for missing baby daddies and stuff like that, you know what I'm
Oh, okay.
saying? But it wasn't just like, them who got a problem with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call them black Republicans, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. This is like almost the last one. All right, go.
The alert, which is similar to the Amber Alert, is a system designed specifically to help locate missing black children and young women. The bill was signed by California Governor Gavin Newsom and officially
Now keep in mind watching this, this person in the comments said this should be a wake-up call for all remaining parents. They are more worried about not hurting minorities with an ebony alert than finding your kids. So
becomes a law on January 1st. The Ebony Alert will be used on missing black children and young women ages 12 to 25. And while lawmakers insist that the Ebony Alert will encourage the media to report on missing black people, others are saying there should not be a separate alert for children and young women based on race. One person said, an Ebony Alert does nothing but proves that the police department didn't prioritize our people when they went missing, so they had to pass a bill to require it. Let's see how this goes. Another person said, why create an Ebony Alert? If children are missing, then children are missing. This country just continues to disappoint. Ebony Alert for what? Why the F do you need two different alerts for missing children? A missing child is a missing child, regardless of the race. Shaking my head, I really hate it here so
and then use a black slang to end it all. I hate it here. They steal everything for black women and everything. Like, I hate it here so bad. You know, they don't even talk like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it got a problem with you trying to find your children, though. But they can take your slang and stuff like that.
The race. Shaking my head, I really hate it here so bad. And finally, LMAO, an Ebony Alert. How did they manage to segregate trafficking alerts? This country is unserious.
Listen to this.
Governor Gavin Newsom signs Bill 673 into law, establishing the Ebony Alert system for missing youth of color. So that ain't racist? Because first of all, my name is Amber and I'm black. So why can't black people have Amber Alerts? And yes, I know Amber Alerts was created after a little white girl named Amber went missing. So my question is, who is the black girl named Ebony? Because that's racist. The only time
you don't shut the hell up. This is what I'm saying about. See, this is what I'm saying right here. Right here. This right here. This right here. See, forecast. I wish I could slap the hell out of her. Shut the hell up. Sit your ass down and shut up. We just don't get it, do we?
No.
It's for a reason, dummy. Everything is created for us because we had to create it. Just like the civil rights was created for us, but they use it for everybody else because it was for a reason. Affirmative action was created for us because it was for a reason. Ebony Alert is for a reason because we already know the police department has been infiltrated and they're not going to look for our children. So guess what? We need our own Ebony Alert, and we need some black officers or not even officers, but we need some black folk to work the shift so that we can find our own babies. We don't need them devils looking for nothing because they're not going to look and they're not going to find them. Because they're not going to waste their time. And you know that.
Yeah.
So let's make our babies a priority, get the Ebony Alert, and get some black folk on team that's not working. Let's put these men and women to work. How about that?
Because you've been saying that a whole 811 thing, you know.
Exactly. So why are we doing it? We know we need it. This is a good move toward that 811. Let's hire some black folk now that don't have no jobs. Let's go out and look for these babies. Let's form a team. Let's get a small storefront to be able to set up nationwide, and we get those calls and we go out and search for our own. We don't need them, please. We don't need them, Dave. We don't need them for nothing. We don't. And if they mad, so what? Do your job. We shouldn't have to, but we need to. We shouldn't need anything separate but equal, but we need it because we're not being treated fair. So when a black folk gonna understand that it's mandatory for us to separate and separate now.
Yeah.
Go
Because
ahead.
our stuff without them is greater. That's why, you know, they
It's always been greater. That's why they had to make sure that you left your cities, left your hospitals, because guess what? It would have been bigger and better than theirs. And we knew it. And they knew it.
oh man. I
So
mean, like we was doing
we disappointed our heritage, our ancestors by leaving what they had built for us. We left it. We slapped them in the face. Did anybody ever think about that? How we slapped our ancestors in the face and we left our cities, left our buses, left our little Negro leagues. We left our hospitals, left our schools to go over to be with them. Ain't that a shame? We slapped our ancestors in the face who left us separate. And we came back together with them, thinking we knew more than our ancestors. And this is what we face in today. And then you were telling me my ancestors died for me to vote. They didn't die for you to vote for them racist devils over you. They didn't die for you to vote for just anybody. They didn't die for you to vote for somebody that don't even like you and ain't doing nothing for you, dummies. Come on, what's wrong with you? Pass the pork chop. What's wrong with you?
in fact.
Letting them devils up in your pulpit who believe in transgender and same-sex marriage. What the hell you got them in your pulpit for, Pastor Pork Chop? Trying to recruit your parishioners. What kind of pastor does that? Shoot, give me a break. Let me turn my mic off. Go ahead, forecast.
No, you speaking facts, you know. I would like this
Called
sister.
Ebony as a collective isn't porn. Like the Ebony Alert.
That's racist,
like,
yo.
That's hilarious. Like I'm certain we can find a porn title somewhere called the Ebony Alert. Democrats being the same old Democrats, and they would tell y'all the party switched. If missing black kids weren't getting as much alerts as other people, why not just give them more alerts? Democrats are still segregating people the same way they did in the 50s and 60s. So if y'all was ignoring them before, y'all think y'all gonna pay attention now?
All right, so you know, y'all get the point. So yeah, you see these I probably shouldn't. So you know, you see they said it's an attempt to pander to radical racists. The governor has approved this legislation. They claim white kids get better media coverage and Amber Alerts benefit white kids more. The reality is this law is very racist, and so is anyone who supports it.
Oh, shut up. I'm racist. I'm going to stay racist too, whatever you call it, whatever. Just because you don't agree with them, they want to call you out your name because you want to love on your own. They love on their own, so what? Nobody says anything. But as soon as we want our own everything because of how we've been treated, we racist. Okay, whatever. I still want my own, and I still would think we need our own Ebony. We need our own everything.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever.
And I'm pretty sure that sister never heard of like Ebony magazine. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, dummy.
Yeah, like yeah, she just equated it. All right. I guess I didn't play it enough for
alert. And this is meant to tell you when the child that is missing is black, so that way you can care harder about the black missing children in the state of California.
See, they say nonsense and they really believe
this. Say some dumb stuff. That doesn't even make no sense. It's done for a reason, dummy. He's such a dummy that he don't even understand what he just said. Yes, it's for a reason. Yes, it's letting you know that they're black. So we as black folk can go out and find our babies. Just like that. Remember a couple months ago where that black preacher or whoever was trying to tell the police officer that it was a serial rapist or somebody that was abducting black girls in the neighborhood, and they didn't believe it until the black girl escaped and told them where she was. Remember that?
Yeah.
But they didn't believe none the black man was saying. They wasn't even going out looking for these girls until the black man or he got a crew together and you know, and she escaped somehow and told people that she was, you know, being taken by and it was other black women in the, you know, in that same house with her. You remember that? Was that in Florida or Texas? It was like in this summer.
I forget which state.
But you know what I'm talking about. You remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And look, and consider his name is Actual Justice Warrior.
Oh, please.
And he has 288,000 subscribers.
Ain't that something? By talking trash against, and I guarantee you got some coons up in there. Riflemen, I guarantee you up in there.
A couple riflemen up in there.
Exactly. A few.
This dude says separating out black kids for an ebony alert with a
Yep.
separate alarm on your phone just makes it easier to ignore black kids. Like that's the first thing that they think. It makes it easier for them to
Yep,
like
you're right. It
ignore
makes it easiest for us to perform our own and go out looking for our own. And the person that we find that has taken them, we jungle justice them. That's all. That's all. You handle your business. That's all. And ain't nobody got to know where you found them. We found Amber. We found Ebony. She's good now. We don't have to worry about that person, that traitor anymore. Who coming in our neighborhood who's probably white, just like that Alabama. Who was that guy that was killing? They said it was black who was killing all them kids in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? That dude didn't do that. The real person should have been handled, and they know who the real person is, and they just decided to arrest this black guy. They
And
knew
blame the black dude. Yeah.
exactly. They knew it wasn't no black man. He's still in jail. Still in jail today.
Yeah.
Huh.
And, so I'm only gonna play like a minute because it's long.
Now, we're
going
going to talk about this. I'm going to give you an actual, maybe even a bit of a nuanced take.
Give me the money.
And from the advocates for the legislation, that this is solely about black children, black young people being missing and them requiring their own alert. Because apparently, again, as I said in the open, the Amber Alert is just evil white racism. Now, for you guys to understand, the Amber Alert is supposed to give you a notification on your phone, on your device, over the radio, that a child is missing, potentially in your area, so you can keep a lookout for that potential missing child. How this is racist, they never really say. They just claim it, and then they pass the law, so I guess you're just supposed to assume that it is true, but I am quite skeptical of this assertion. I don't believe it. I think it's made up because it typically comes from people on the left wing who are really good at making stuff up.
Amber Alerts have been around for 2 decades, and since that time, more than 370 children and at-risk individuals have been located.
Now, by the way, I don't know if 376 children is anything to write home about. It seems like very few in a state as large as the state of California.
No, I don't know, just like Greek culture and all this stuff, but you get the drift of how they feel about but it doesn't matter how they feel about it. But the important part is we calling them to help locate us. You know what I'm saying? When we see how they feel about us, and that is a sickness in itself, Consider you want to say something about that? It's a last.
I'm trying to behave. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I wanted to show you something else real quick about how other people's mentality and our mentality.
Oh, I see how I'm listening. I see them every day. I know how their mentality is. They don't see nothing. They always think black folk blind. They always think that we trying to pull the race card. But if the race card is being played, what the hell do you expect us to pull? If we have been victims and still are victims, what do you want us to say? You understand what I'm saying? They want you to continue being abused and not say nothing, not speak up because it's not happening to them. So you're just lying. It's not happening. Oh, are you black? No. So how can you speak for me? Shut up until you walk in my black shoes. Then you can tell me what's happening. But if you've not experienced anything that I'm saying, just sit down, shut up, and listen and learn something.
Yeah, but considering
Go ahead.
the thing is, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm saying the thing is, right? That same dude would be like, "Oh, well, look at the Israel thing. Like you heard women and children and stuff. Then they bring out women and children. Then it's okay.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But now we can't look for our own like children and stuff. Like it's like you're racist for saying, well, we want resources to look for our children. They take our tax money, don't it? Yeah.
Okay, but we can't get the same everything. We always have to have everything separate from them because everything that's together with them, we never get any results from it because they use it for everybody else. So we're gonna separate our stuff. We're gonna use our tax monies, and we're gonna hire our men and women in our neighborhood to do what needs to be done and protect our children. Patrol our neighborhoods. If you see somebody white, you see something, say something. You stop that car. You don't let that car. What you doing in this neighborhood? Let me search your car. Make sure you ain't taking no children with you. Seriously, we got to get back to this. Protecting our own. Getting back in your own neighborhoods. Coming back together. And not let no drug dealers come up in your neighborhood. What you doing in here? Get out of here with or you can jungle justice. It's things that we can put in place so that our neighborhoods don't be hood wrecked. You know what I'm saying? And ghettos. They created the ghettos for us. The Jewish people created the ghettos for them, and then we moved in them.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's time for us to come together and protect us and do what we need to need what we need to do. And that's protect our own. We don't need them to protect us for us. We got this. These are jobs that we could create for us in our community.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, yo, it's like connection from like what we was talking about earlier to these last things, you know, like about especially protecting ourselves. And like this one last thing, and then I want to end on something positive. Because I want you to see like now the dude Rich Paul, who is LeBron James, like boy who put on, but he's saying how white NBA players, you know what I'm saying, don't want a black person representing them, which is largely you see a lot of black people with shyster representation, you know what I'm saying?
I was talking to a friend of mine who works in sports, and he said that as successful as Rich Paul is, that white athletes and white families, they don't trust a black sports agent. So I wanted to know, is that an accurate statement?
That's accurate, yeah.
Wow.
Now,
wow. But Fortes, you know what? Even with that, that's so true, because I'm looking at even with the real estate, how you go to these little real estate classes and they tell you to talk about investments and buying up using other people's money. We can't do that because a lot of white folk ain't gonna let us borrow, use their 401k. They can do it and they get away with it. But we go to the white person and say, hey, we're doing this real estate, investment deal. Can we use your They look at you like you're crazy. So it's hard for us to get a lot of this stuff off the ground because because we black and they're not going to trust us with their money. So I understand what he's saying, because I'm looking at the class and I was in the class, seeing a lot of white folk in the class, and I'm like, they're not going to trust us with their money. Go ahead. I'll make my case.
No, you spot on. And the thing is, and we trust them with our money, you know what I'm saying? Like before anything else.
And they take your money and run with it. And I'm just, because I was getting another, and I'm gonna just put something out there. I was been trying to get another bike, right? My other bike, I had to get rid of it. Well, I got rid of it, trying to get a bigger one. And I had been to these the people that move bikes, and these are what you call them, like haulers, right? And I had got with one company, and they, since the second, they've been trying to bring the bike. They've been coming up with different excuses. But I'm gonna tell you what, we trust them, because I couldn't find nobody black to do this hauler. I couldn't find anybody black, but I see how they treat us, even knowing that I'm black, how the guy was trying to lie, we had one guy, and they were supposed to get it Friday. Come Tuesday, Friday, I called, I text, and nobody couldn't, he said, the guy quit, or he said something about the guy. We couldn't find a driver. I said, okay. And then he said, well, Tuesday, we're going to give it to you Tuesday. Tuesday came, which was yesterday, came and gone, and still no bike. Okay. Then I told myself, okay, tell you what, give me my money back. See, but you understand, even with that, the lies was just going, he never could come up with a reason why we couldn't why I couldn't get my bike here. That should have been here this week. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to start over and find another, but I'm just saying that we're treated different. But we'll offer them, and we'll let them take our money and use our money for all kind of stuff. But then you won't even trust your own. But we'll trust them. Like you said, we'll trust them with our money. We'll trust them to be our managers,
Yeah, and that's why I was like, yo, because that's the important thing that I would know. That's why I'm like, you can connect people, especially if you have your own industry, like, and you can, well, not own industry, but like a like local and like long distance. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like haulers and stuff like that. Like, when you get up in the industry, you can connect people, and then like we can actually go to each other, because there's a lot of black people in the field. It's just that we working for white companies, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they all do the same thing. And then even you know what I'm saying, even with this, with what I'm saying, the players, like they recognize like I was listening to a brother earlier today. Was like, yo, like I need a roofing job. You know, I hire some Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, yeah, you can't trust no black people to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Ain't that
And
something?
Mexicans do terrible job. Like it'd be like terrible. They rush.
Yes,
Like they're not
they
good
wa-
at it.
yes, I'm telling you. But the sad part is they won't hire nobody but their own. They know how to do it, but they won't hire nobody else but their. But you'll see black folk hiring Mexicans, and you be at their businesses, and you be
Yeah.
looking at just like I went to a black restaurant. It was a black soul food restaurant, right? It was in Charlotte, right? And I thought it was black. I thought it was black. I walked in there, I seen Puerto Ricans. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And you got black folks sitting up in there, and I said, "How's the food?" And the black lady said, "It's good." I had to. I'm just gonna say, y'all. I just was like, I got to see what in the world they doing up in here. I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, I couldn't believe all them black folk I saw up in there. Cause I thought it was, you selling soul food. I ain't know nobody else to cook black soul food but black folk, right? But these were Puerto Ricans. And I said, what y'all know about cooking black folk food? I asked the lady that. She said, well, we eat the same thing y'all eat. I'm like, but I guarantee you don't cook it the same way. I guarantee it ain't seasoned right. I'm just saying. You don't know nothing about our food, lady. That's just like me trying to cook a Puerto Rican dish. I can't. I don't know nothing about no Puerto Rican dish unless I go ask a Puerto Rican to cook it for me. But
Yeah.
still, if I ask them to cook it for me, if I cook it, it's not going to taste the same because I didn't grow up with that culture.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's crazy. But this is what we do. Oh, Lord, help us. Go ahead, Porky.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's only like a minute or so because he asked him a different question.
That's
after
not
this.
necessarily, when we think about that, we're not. It's not international players because international players actually have a
What?
different outlook on it.
That's not
And I
true,
represent
by
an
the way.
international player, Yusuf Nurkic.
Now, all international players is cool because I represent one of them. You know what I'm saying? And the whole world, right? That's international basketball players. One of them. So that means one white person in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Put aside. I guess that's enough to justify all international ones.
He's from Bosnia, so he has a different outlook on it. But if you grew up in, Indiana or Georgia or, Oklahoma or even Ohio for that matter, yeah, no.
Do you have any white American
No,
athletes?
not one.
Wow.
No, I mean, not in
They only got
basketball.
one white one in the world.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, that's a very tough thing for sure.
Because they understand, right? To keep the money in there, except for one of them in the whole world, understood to keep the money in their communities. And black people is paying them to represent when they're the talent. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have like Rich Paul is one of the best, like as far as like in that industry, like you know what I'm saying, as far as their standards go, he would be one of the best on their standards as far as agents. And you know what I'm saying, he became a millionaire doing all of that, you know what I'm saying? But only one white person in the world was dumb enough to put you know what I'm saying, put money in his pocket, you know what I'm saying? But millions of I ain't gonna say millions, thousands of black men put money in the shyster's pocket all day long, you know what I'm saying? I just found that interesting.
That really is interesting because you have plenty of black football players. Who's managing their money? I guarantee you it's a white person and they selling them, robbing their asses blind. And they don't care. As long as that black man don't get it. That's the saddest thing ever. That you won't even trust your own, but you will trust your own enemy. God, today I can't stand it. I can't stand that mentality. Do you see anything wrong with this picture, family? You won't even trust your own. And that'll be a great business for a black person to get into to manage other black folk money. But you won't trust your brother. You will trust a whole enemy that don't like you, but you'll trust him with all those millions of dollars. Does that make sense to you?
No.
It don't make sense to me. We better wake up. We in trouble.
And the black man can't.
Go ahead. This is crazy. Go ahead.
No, I was just going. I was adding on. The black man came in and did it better than anybody else in their rules in their field. Imagine in our own field.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something though?
Mm.
But we won't give us a chance. And these are a lot of fields, just like real estate. A white person won't come to us to sell their $1 million home. You feel, but we'll go to them to sell our little $20 home. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's
Facts.
crazy. We'll go to we'll go to a white car salesman. I'll guarantee you, if I see a black, I'm going over there first. I mean, we went to one and I looked at him. I said, why you didn't come? We went to a furniture store. And I looked at the black guy. I said, why you didn't even come over here? I said, you could have made some money. Because he looked at us a lot, my credit good. I don't know what you're talking about, babe. But it just made, and I had to go to him. I said, I was looking for somebody black when I came in the store. I told the black guy, I said, where were you at? He said, I was in the back. I said, what you doing in the back? I said, you're supposed to stand up here by this front door and grab every black coming up in this store. I said, because I was looking for somebody black to give my money to, and I couldn't find not one. Yeah. That's a shame. They don't even break their neck trying to get to you, trying to judge your book by its cover.
Yeah.
Every black person credit ain't bad, honey. I take pride in my credit. You better believe that.
Yeah, I got good credit too.
Okay, don't play with me, honey. I can get anything I want. Trust me. Anything I want.
Yeah.
And I told him that. I said, you just messed yourself up. Because you got a good old commission. Because I got a whole bunch of, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because that's stuff that I needed. But where was you? Judging the book by its cover, you missed you let the white girl get your commission. That's all I told him. You let the white girl get your commission. Don't do that.
He probably gave it to her too. He probably gave her the commission.
Okay.
Well, you know what, consider like when I took my test and I got my license, right, the brother there, right, he made a joke about my name, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, we got kidnapped, and he started laughing, and I'm like, he was like, man, look, I look out for like the brothers in here because I already understand, like I know how racist this whole industry is, you know.
Yes, honey, that trucking industry is something else, honey.
Yeah, and
that industry is terrible, honey.
Oh, I already know. Like
you find it now, huh?
they do stuff like they'll like make sure like the trailer part fall off the truck and stuff like that. Like if
That's why you
you
checking before you checking everything, and you better have your candy bars. I know what they say, but you better have a hiding spot. You should own that. You better find out where them sundown towns is too while you riding out there. Remember the little boy that was in Georgia that got hung up? He was he was in Charlotte. And he was caught up in one of them sundown towns and was hung in the back of his. You better find out where they at. You better find out where they at, buddy.
And they tell you not to carry your candy bar, but
yeah, they tell you. But I guarantee you, some out there. You better have a hiding spot under the carpet or in the seat or something. You better
stash
have
box or something. All right,
you
stash
better
box.
have something. You better put in the refrigerator under the refrigerator. You better have something out there because you're gonna be out there by yourself, and it's gonna be some rednecks, and you're gonna have to handle your business. Don't play with me.
Yo, I see this one dude. He said I drove all the way across the country and they cut my locks just so I couldn't make the delivery. You know what I'm saying? They do stuff like
Yeah, they do stuff like that. Yeah, they do. You need to watch. You need to watch them. And Louisiana is one of the worst to ride through. Louisiana.
You know what's crazy though is Louisiana, West Virginia, Texas, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, New York, all of them.
Yeah, all of them. That's the sad part. Because I remember I wanted an RV and I was telling my husband, hey, we need to ride across the America. I changed that real quick, honey. I said, I ain't going to some of these redneck towns. I'm not doing it. I'm not. Because I had to hurt somebody. And I'm not trying to spend my last years in jail because of their system. Because they was trying to hurt me and I had to defend myself. No, I'm not doing it. I'd rather go out of, that's why you see me going out of the country. I don't ever travel in this country. I'm going out of the country.
Right. It's crazy out there. Like, and I'm telling you, it's obsessive. That's why I always be like, carry your candy bar and all that stuff.
Always. Stick, candy bar, bat, razor, everything. If whatever you can get it in
pepper
there.
spray.
Everything. I'm telling you. Don't be out there without nothing.
And it's a lot of black women that started to do it too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
My cousin did it and she said it was so dangerous. So she stopped. She said it was really dangerous out there for women, black women especially.
It's a fact.
Yeah, it was too dangerous. She said she loved it. She said, but I can't do it. It's too dangerous. It's
Mm-hmm.
too dangerous for black women. Now, if you're gonna go, and come back at night, you're good. But if you're going over the road, she said, too dangerous for
Yeah,
black women.
yeah, not on the road because like yo, you could like hear it on the like or if you listen to the video game, they say the same thing they say on the CB radios, They
Yep,
really are sick, you know what I'm saying?
they really are. So you being a black male, be
And
very careful.
and you know
You
what?
could
Consider
team
this
up with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You could get
yeah,
a team.
yeah, with like somebody you know and trust,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I would do. I would do a team.
And you know this dude, this white dude, right? He was like, he was talking to like black, like you know what I'm saying. There's a bunch of black people that was in
Mhm,
there, you know what I'm saying.
mhm,
He was
mhm.
like, Montana is not a racist town. They be like, they'll treat. He's basically like they'll treat you like an animal because they probably haven't seen a black person for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So they'll like buy you drinks and treat you like an animal or something. But the thing is, what he like leaving out, if you start being like 2, 3, 4 black people start showing up, or if they show up on a regular basis, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Now you have an issue with Montana, okay? That's what
Mhm.
that is. Just like that Denny's that didn't want to serve those 2 black guys.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had to worry about me, honey. I'd have walked up out of there and honey, I don't want you to serve me nothing because I don't trust you. I'm not one of them Martin Luther King gonna make you serve me a hamburger that you didn't threw on the floor and then
Yeah.
spit on and then stomped it.
Yeah, because like yo, and that's the thing. Like but he would always like, oh, look at this black person with like I would just hear him when I'm standing there, like, oh, this person got his pants down or he got dreads in his head. He ain't know this, he ain't know that. I'm like, bro, like you like profiling every black person that come around, you know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
that something?
But you ain't racist. Ain't no racism though.
Okay, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So
Shoot, exactly.
all right, so hold on. I consider so we can get off of here. Let me
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
this last thing. So this is supposed to be positive, and this was the sports thing. So this brother Eddie George, everybody talking about some damn Deion Sanders, but this brother Eddie George at a HBCU talking about the money that they're supposed to be getting. You know
how good they could possibly be.
Coach, billions of and everyone down there for the. I know past week they had Attorney Crump and everyone down there for the rally or the meeting about the billions of dollars that the school is owed. Wanted to get your thoughts on that, and then in terms of any potential involvement that you had or potentially will have as university moves forth with trying to secure those back owed funds.
Well, currently, right now, I don't have a big role in that, but I have best interest clearly. This is bigger than just the athletics program. It's $2.1 billion that could really help this university become elite. I don't know why it's been so long. I think we can look across the board holistically across the country and look at every HBCU and see that they've been underfunded. Let's call it what it is: systemic racism, and you can't decode it. You can't put lipstick on it. It is what it is. I think the opportunity now is to rectify the situation and figure out how we could right this wrong. Because it is hurtful. It is a shame that our schools have been underfunded, and you got to think about what the funds can do for Tennessee State University, for infrastructure, for maintenance, for our endowment, annual fund, to bring in more staff because we're understaffed in a lot of areas. So you can bring in quality individuals to really enhance the student-wide experience, educational experience, new buildings, new facilities, housing, nutrition, all those things make a difference on a day-to-day basis. And being here now, going on my 3rd year, that makes a big difference in the day-to-day lifestyle for our student athletes and students, how they feel, their morale, their mental wellness. That helps. To go into a dorm room where there's mold and dark and it's not clean, that's tough on your mental wellness. You're talking about 18, 17-year-old kids here. And my son goes here. So, it makes a big difference when it comes to that. And when you're seeing other schools thrive at a high level that have been giving their funds, like University of Tennessee or Tennessee Tech or these
White
other schools.
schools.
It is hurtful that it's come to this.
And I just want to show you what he was talking about. And by the way, football players, right, big as hell. Like when I used to watch football years ago, they got a Redskin training camp here, not far from where I'm at. And I do back when the dude RG3 used to play, and he looked small as hell on TV, but in real life, he big as hell. And these is black men who big as hell, can run fast, jump high, you know what I'm saying, can like strong as hell, and they be like, yes, sir, you know what I'm saying, all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me how we like so sick, you know what I'm saying? But this brother here is talking about because he is coaching at a HBCU. And so he's saying like how they're underfunded and they're trying to get the money that they was always promised. And he was talking about this for TSU. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
Money after being historically underfunded by the state for decades. State Capitol reporter Chris O'Brien brings us inside this growing debate.
Students wanted to know their legal options, and they wanted to know if they could go forward with their legal options. And I shared with them that they have absolutely every right to demand equality.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump visited
to demand equality.
Civil rights attorney
are
one.
When you talk about the great gains, when you're talking about building infrastructure,
Has yet to indicate it intends to give more money to its only public HBCU. I asked Governor Bill Lee if he plans to push for additional funding.
We'll continue to fund much of what this federal conversation is about, or things that happened 30 years ago. I'm focused on what we're doing today for TSU, and we'll continue to do that.
The governor pointed to the fact that
no,
he
pretty
did infuse extra money into last year's budget.
We funded it every year since I've been here, and in fact,
a bipartisan state report shows it could be north of $500 million, about double what Lee put in last year.
you can't let the floor be your ceiling, right? And so let's start with the $250 million, but not let that be the ceiling.
Still.
All right. So, you see there, what they're talking about. Yeah. Do you got any thoughts on that though, Cassandra?
I'm thought out. Forecast. I don't know. This is all so crazy to me. It's crazy. I don't know.
It's still begging. It's like, yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
It's
we
a
think that,
never-ending story. It's a never-ending story.
yeah. And that's the whole point. Like, if we don't learn, you know what I'm saying, like, and learn how to fight, and because if we begging to them for something, ain't nothing gonna ever change. You know what I'm saying?
No, you begging them, nothing gonna change until you do eye for an eye. Nothing is going to change because bullies don't stop bullying unless you do something about them. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I appreciate you, Cassandra. I've been on here for super long. I ain't mean to be on here for this long, but I appreciate you coming on here because I know you the only one that you know what I'm saying, it will bring it like that and tell the truth. They got scared because we was talking about certain things they didn't want us to talk about. So
Well, you know what? People, until we as Black folk be honest, and understand that they're not going to see things the way we see them because they don't experience it the way we do. And we have to still tell our truth. And we can't let anybody else that don't look like us tell our story and tell our truth. We have to stick to what we know, how we've been feeling. We see the police unaliving our babies, our unarmed Black babies, boys, children, period. And you think that these same police officers are going to waste their time looking for our babies? Does that make sense? You see what they doing to our babies. I'm looking at this. I was on that show, where, even on that site where you was talking about the ebonies. I'm still on that, and I'm looking at all these comments. And of course, I gotta put my little comment in there. And some white woman said, "Well, I have a whole Black baby, and she thinks it's sad that they have the ebony alert." And I'm saying, then you don't understand your Black baby. You're still seeing. You're looking at what your white eyeballs. You don't understand nothing about being a Black baby. You have no clue what that Black baby is going through. And it's sad that you're her mom. You don't even know how to fight for her because you don't see nothing wrong. That's the sad part about it. These white women having these Black babies and treating them, just not even being conscious of the racism that their own child is facing every day at school. That's the sad part about it. And we continue allowing, to get into these relationships with these people. These are not people. These are not humans. These are not folks that we're supposed to be dating. God called them serpent people. I'm gonna keep saying that. Deuteronomy 7, read it. He said, don't give your children over to them. Who's he talking to? He's talking to us. Because that book was written about you if you really have the revelation. But it's time for us to wake up. We are at a 911 right now. All these stories, the systematical racism still exists, whether you want to face it or not. That's why I'm so open about this racism. Because we act like we blinded. We act like it's done. We act like it don't exist. We'll sit up here and say, oh, it's this 2023 and we still going through the hell yeah. It never stopped. What the hell? Where you been? For you to say that comment. That bothers me when I hear Black folks saying it. I be wanting to say, where you been? When did it stop? Tell me when it stopped. Tell me when it stopped. They ain't stopped treating your children. They still treating your children any kind of way. And now you can see it in the schools. Now you hear it, you see it. And you still don't care enough to take them out? Come on, it's time to be real honest about some of this and stop being scared of hurting white folk feelings. I don't give a damn about none of their feelings. I'm gonna say what I want to say. And you don't like it, delete, get off, or pass through. Because you don't have to stay. Because I'm not talking to you anyway. I'm talking to my Black melanated family, period. We're on a Black page. We're not on a white page. So you can either be silent, sit down, and learn something. Because you can't talk over here because you're not welcome in the first place. But if you're ready to learn, you can sit down and learn something. But until you walk in my Black shoes, you can't open your mouth about no Black issues. Because I can tell you how I've been treated by y'all. But you can't tell me nothing about being Black. You can't even tell me how they treat us because you've never experienced it. All you can do is look at that strawberry. If you've never tasted strawberry, you can't tell me what it tastes like if you've never tasted it. But I can tell you how it tastes to be abused. Everybody on here have experienced it, and we still experience on these jobs. And you see it out there on that road. That ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. But you get your own. You go out there and you get your own business. You have your own. Get your own truck. Talk to Katrina about getting her own truck. She used to have a truck. She got a trucking company now. Got all kind of stuff going on for herself. Call and see what maybe she can use your help. Call and ask her how'd she get her own truck. She had her own brand new truck. Talk to her about that. How can you do that? You understand? Because it's time to have our own. You could do imports, exports from Africa and make buku money. I'm just saying, it's time for us to get busy. And they get mad because we want to tell them how we've been treated. And it ain't happening. They'll tell you what ain't happening to you. And we'll be silent about it. They'll silence us in a minute because we don't want to offend white folk. I don't care. I'm here to offend. I am here for it. I was born for this time. So I don't mind saying what I need to say. Maurice Muhammad had a good show yesterday. And he was talking about how we change our tune when it comes to white folk. We'll be talking big and bad in front of Black folk, but then as soon as we get in front of them, we want to cower down or shy away and not say what was really on our heart. No, you say what's on your heart. If they don't like it, the hell with them. And you ain't I'm not here to please you anyway. Because I don't like you as it is. Because ain't none of them good. Because every last one of them, they'll treat you well for a minute, but stay friends with them and you'll see the racism. You'll see that devil come out of them when they can't use you, when you got to think for yourself and you talk in Black and you saying, hey, you trying to show them what's going on in your neighborhood. They get mad at you and now they want to not be friends with you. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm trying to tell you what's going on with me and you want me to tiptoe around the tulip with you when you in the room? Hell with you. I need to be your friend. Get away from me. I don't even want you around me because I'm going to tell you about yourself. And I'm going to tell you about your mom and daddy and your grandmama. And I don't give a damn if you get mad about it anyway, because you know it's true. So get mad. But thank you for inviting me. I appreciate you. And this is a good one. Thank you.
And by the way, consider by the way, I'm gonna find a comment call. I gotta tell her like, yeah, you ain't a black woman. You can't take a black man and a black woman and have a black child, girl. What she talking about? Ain't got no black kids. She don't know what she talking about anyway. Yeah, I think you're the only person that I ever met that like trolling them as much as I do. Like,
Oh, I
it's
be
so
getting it.
fun.
Oh, I go on that show. I'm on here now. Oh, I'm getting now. You go on there. Go on there on your palace. Go on there and see what happened with the black baby. Go on with the ebony. Go and see them comments I wrote in there.
I'm about to go back on there and see.
I'll be
Well,
gone.
by the way, consider y'all, if you want to tell them about, because I definitely think y'all should support Realm in the Bush and everything that Consider is doing. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out out of Afro Native World. But you want to tell them about Realm in the Bush real quick?
You know what? Yeah, Ram in the Bush is still it's moving. We moving. We doing some things. I've not been on online a lot, for last month because I've been doing some other stuff and I've been kind of busy. And I told you I'm looking for housing. I keep telling you that, and I'm gonna announce it when I get it. It's some things. I got some things in fire. Just don't want to say anything right now. But it's moving along. It's more toward the jobs. We were doing jobs for our teenagers and the inmates now, and more now going into transitioning homes. I've met a young lady that's going to help me out in that area. So it's some great things coming because I see the need is there for homes, more so having a place to stay because they can't rent apartments and I'm still doing the job things, but I'm doing more homes now because they have to have somewhere to stay in order to work a job because you can't work a job and live on the street. That's what's that's what I'm seeing the need for. It's really bad for them. And it just makes no sense. If I've gone to jail for 20 years, why in the world do I come out and still have that record over my head? Why can't I use whatever I was taught in the jail prison system, like welding? Why can't I use it out here in the street? You trained me, but then when I come out from making 5 cents a day, now I can't get a job to make over $10 a day or a job period. What's going on with the system? This system is disgusting. If you really understood what our men, and some of them aren't even guilty. Some of them just didn't have the money to hire an attorney to get them out and they took a plea deal, even though they didn't do it. That's the sad part about it. That's another thing that I'm learning. Oh, I'm gonna do a show on the prison system. Oh, I'm collecting all kind of evidence. I'm gonna do a show on it, and it's pathetic. All these white folk got their hands in this prison system. These judges, these DAs, the lawyers, you would be surprised. Judges, I'm telling you, these judges is terrible. They got their hand making millions, billions of dollars on our black men that they done gave 40 and 50. One man had 45 years to life. What for a damn what? It wasn't even for murder. What are you talking about? Why is somebody walking around with 45 years to life? That's a show. That's a story for another show. Oh, I'm gonna tell it. Oh, I'm gonna tell it. Doing research now. It's pathetic. But I do appreciate you, Forecast, for even
Yeah.
allowing me to come on and
No.
be as boisterous as I am. A lot of people can't handle that.
No,
Thank you.
you was going, and that's why I gotta say, shouts out to Consider, like, now, like, and y'all support her what she doing, like, and this is what we even talking about, like, supporting our own, putting our own, like, if like put the hours in if you don't got the money, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not all about that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
support everything that she's doing, or create your own and work with her, you know what I'm saying? If
Create
you
your
have some,
own.
yeah,
Yep,
if you,
everybody has their own. Create your own. Yes.
mhm.
Create your you have everybody has gifts. Let's plug them in and let's make this thing happen. It's all about building right now for black people because we're gonna have to have somewhere to go and somewhere to go for food. Support our black farmers.
Facts.
I'm so serious, you guys. But thank you.
Yeah, and this is why, because and Consider is probably, I wouldn't say probably, I would say for me definitely more serious than like anybody I've really seen, especially on here. You know what I'm saying? Because she got no problem going in all the time, and she spit nothing but facts, and people be scared. Like they do the same thing to her, like that they do to me. They be like, "Oh, you racist," and like you go too far, and like. It's not true though, you know what I'm saying? You
I don't
don't go
even
far
care.
enough.
You can
Y'all
call
ain't
me.
going far enough.
You can call me whatever you want. I'm still not gonna shut up because I see what I
Facts.
see. They do too.
And that's why I respect Consider so much, because she'll like say it right to your face, like, and like, yo, I be seeing her going all the time, like, and she be like, yo,
I don't care.
yep. And we need that courage. And unfortunately, a lot of brothers don't have the same courage as her, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the crazy part, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I definitely shouts out to Consider. Y'all support what she's doing. Y'all subscribe to her channel. And I appreciate you. And she the only one that had the courage to come on here today. Everybody else was quiet as hell in the chat, you know what I'm saying? But thank y'all. So thank you, Consider. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Forecast.
Yeah. Shouts out to Afro Native World, Tracy, who was in here. He was going in for a minute. Raw. Shouts out to Raw. She probably still out there. Highly Favored, probably still out there. William Bell, Kofi Wood. You know, they used to be here. Shouts out to Erica Howard. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give y'all love to Erica.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Bakari, MG2, Matron, Koku. I guess everybody, you know what I'm saying? Only over in Africa right now, you know what I'm saying? So
He's still in Africa?
yeah, I guess he's trying to transition, you know what I'm saying?
Really? Oh my God, I'm so jealous. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think he's in Tanzania, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man, I gotta get with him. I do. I gotta get with him because I'm trying to get back there. I gotta get with him though.
Yeah, I missed this last couple of days. I already knew Raw was in the building because Raw is one of the realest out there. And she always support everything. You know what I'm saying? Consider is one of the realest. Y'all like some of the only few that I can vouch for. MG2, Raw, you know what I'm saying? Consider, like, you know, the rest I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing with y'all. But all right, Consider, you know what? I'm gonna for the last words, I'm gonna show, and you know what I'm saying, I appreciate it. I ain't gonna say nothing after this, but for the last words, I want to show that video from back in the day, like I showed before, so that maybe we can get that energy back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right, so this is the last words.
Crowds of Negroes surged into the streets. They were angry and they were bent on destruction. 400 policemen moved into the area. They threatened to arrest anyone who didn't go home and stay there, and they made good their warning. A number of policemen were injured by flying bricks and rocks and bottles. The night brought intensified violence. Molotov cocktails were hurled into buildings, and numerous fires were set. Firemen were stoned when they tried to put out the fires. In one block alone, 4 fires were burning at the same time. While buildings were gutted, dozens of stores were being looted. As police marched through the streets, there was firing by snipers. Police fired back, and 2 residents were hit and wounded by stray bullets. Police arrested 20 Negro youths and seized dozens of others who were later released. And scores of people were injured in this second night of combat between Negroes and police. By Thursday, as local church leaders gathered at the Shiloh Baptist Church to see what they could do to help ease the situation, it was obvious that something more than juvenile incidents were involved. But Dr. King maintained that his nonviolent movement was not to blame.
We are trying to conduct a nonviolent movement here in Chicago, and we're going on with that program, but we need support. And there's no point in the power structure and anybody else saying that because we are peacefully going around trying to change conditions that we are the cause of the riots. That's dishonest. It is untrue. It is unfair to say it to the public, because we have stood up for nonviolence with all of our hearts. And those who will make this peaceful revolution impossible will make a violent revolution inevitable. And we've got to get this over. I need help. I need some victories. I need some concessions to take back.
No victories without blood.
Robinson, who formed the West Side organization, said the violence could be held down if the clergymen would help get the young people back inside their homes.
Trying to control the young people.
This is why we have to get out into the streets. Not in a march, not as a protest, but as men and women who are trying to solve problems. And if we can talk to some of these mothers, we can talk to some of these kids, talk to some of these teenagers, we can get them inside. But if we don't, there's going to be more burning, there's going to be more police brutality, and tonight,
y'all,
there might be some shooting on the part of the community people.
Maybe.
And there was, in the most violent night of the week,
Good.
Yes, News correspondent John
I
Lowe.
agree to this message.
George, stay down. There might be something chilling over here.
They scared. See what I'm saying? They scared. When you fight back, rabbits got
There
the
was
gun.
much gunfire on the corner of Wood and Lake last night as a Vietnam battle.
Scared.
Out of here. Take a right turn.
100 police shot it out with snipers in an all-Negro apartment project. The snipers fired from windows. The police blasted back from behind parked cars.
I can't tell from that. On the second window down. On the left, sir. Yeah. That's the son of a... Right up there.
Despite all the gunfire at Wood and Lake, not one person was wounded in the crowded buildings, and no police were hit. The snipers escaped in the maze of stairways and apartments.
They
The
escaped.
bloodshed began later, a few miles away. This is Roosevelt Road, running through the heart of the Negro West Side, scene of most of the looting and shooting. It is a slum boulevard of white store owners and Negro customers, where the white man is not welcome after dark. Almost every store window was smashed for blocks. Almost everything was stolen or destroyed, and about a dozen shops were set ablaze.
There you go, Cassandra.
I told you.
Sun
No, nothing,
uptowns.
nothing changes without revolution, no, without bloodshed. You don't get change unless you go. All the marching that Martin Luther King did, what really changed? I'm just saying. When you go to burning up, so we only got the civil rights bill passed because they was burning down America. And they said, we got to give these niggas something.
Yeah.
And that's when they gave you the civil rights bill.
It's no Martin Luther King without the Malcolm X threat behind it. Or we will
Exactly.
burn you down.
Exactly. We got to get busy. We got to get back to the plan. You can't think these people gonna stop just up and shooting you one day and gonna have a heart. They never gonna have a heart if you don't do something. They're never going to get it. They're gonna keep on killing you because they think you chumps and you punks. They enjoy seeing you scatter them. They enjoy seeing you when they get behind you, you shaking in your boots. They enjoy showing them murdering you in the street. But then got mad when we showed the Alabama, and we should continue showing the Alabama brawl. We should never stop. We should still be showing that. Don't ever let people forget.
Facts. That like what the Shyster say, never forget.
Never
So never again.
Never.
Yeah, that's the last one. Never forget, never again. Damn it. But y'all, thank you though, Cassandra. I appreciate y'all. I thank all of y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra be on fire. You know what I'm saying? I always appreciate her going in. And I thank all of y'all for listening and tuning in. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.
Peace.